Okay,
Welcome.
what's up, guys? Welcome back to the InControl podcast. I'm here with Jason and James. Say what's up.
Yo.
So today we're going to be reviewing some of 4 games that happened during the weekend. We're going to talk about Forge FC as they're upset over the Canadian Championship date that was being talked about. We're also going to talk about the Canadian Olympic roster that came out yesterday. We're also going to do some Premier League predictions. Okay, so first let's start off with the review. We got Juventus and Porto in the Champions League round of 16, leg 2. That was a big game. As Juventus did win 3-2, but did get eliminated because of away goals. What do you guys think
See, the
about that
thing,
game?
thing that I don't like should away goals count in extra time? Because that's like
I do not. I don't think it should because it gives an
like
advantage to the away team at in extra time.
imagine winning 3-2 at home and you're still eliminated. And
Yeah.
what was it, one last, like, I don't think extra, if it's extra time, away goals should count. Honestly, I think that rule is stupid in general. But
Yeah. Like it should have
do
gone
you
to
do you like that
penalties.
rule?
I think the game should have gone to penalties. Because if they got rid of away goals, then
Mhm.
it would have been tied, and they would have been going into a penalty shootout. I
The
think
Lick
away
look,
goals
you
should
should have got
only
a
count
penalty.
for 90 minutes.
When the Lick fell down, bro, I thought for sure they're getting a penalty. I saw the replay. I'm like, this
Yeah,
man's
he
like prime
fucking
Robin
dove.
diving out
Yeah.
there.
Did you guys think Taremi deserved that red card? Like he got that yellow early on, and then he decided to kick the ball out. Like, I think that's you know what I mean. It's a
It,
soft yellow card. Like
soft
you're doing
yellow.
so, like you're kicking the ball out. Like you didn't need to do that.
Mm-hmm.
That was unnecessary. That by
Mm-hmm.
itself is a yellow card. So it's just
Mm-hmm.
unlucky that he got a, the second yellow,
Yeah,
pretty much.
I guess the ref. There's no other thing. Like if he didn't like he just had to do it. I guess. So I
Yeah,
think the ref could do. He has to give him a yellow.
yeah. Like you're not
So
gonna you're not gonna warn him there because then everyone's gonna be like, oh, why didn't you give him a red card? It's one of those
yeah.
situations that there's no way you could win in that scenario as the referee. But
I
shit,
mean,
Olivier
do you think
did
Sergio
great.
Oliveira meant to kick it under
I
the
think he
wall?
did. I think he did.
You think he meant to
Yeah,
do it? Or you think he's like he tried to knuckleball and he miscontacted it, but it still ended up in the net?
I doubt he tried to knuckleball it.
You think
I
he went?
I think he went under on purpose. And people were
He went
chatting
under.
shit
I
about
don't.
Ronaldo for turning in the wall. Like,
Yeah.
it's not his fault. Like
Chesney should have saved that too. What the fuck?
yeah, it was very soft. It like trickled in off his hand. He looked in the net. He's like, "Fuck!" Like he
Bro,
screwed it
his
up.
hand was on it. He would have been. He was able to get that,
Oh yeah, for
but
sure. That was a savable shot. It was a hard
yeah,
shot though.
for
When I
sure.
saw it, I'm like, "Oh geez."
Bro, when I first saw him under the wall, I'm like, oh, this is not gonna do anything. This is
Yeah.
not gonna do anything.
And then it goes in. I'm
But,
like, "What?"
yeah.
But yeah. Juventus just looked horrible that game. I know they did score 3 goals, but like,
You see Nedved after the game?
no, I didn't.
He like kicking the signs. You know the ads on the side. He just kicking the shit. He was
Really?
kicking everything. You didn't see him after the
No, I
game?
didn't. Before the game ended. I heard the whistle and I turned it off, like the TV.
I know. Isn't Nedved
I
like
was like,
part
"Oh,
owner or something? I swear he's part owner.
he's part owner. He might be like the technical director or something. He probably has some like
Oh yeah,
backroom
yeah, that's true.
job or
He has
for
that
the
too though.
team.
Good for him.
Yeah, Chiesa played well. I wish someone other than Rabiot scored. I really don't like him.
What's wrong with the Rabio? Are you
I
hitting on
don't
the
know.
man bun?
Yeah, it's definitely the man bun. That's what it
Oh,
is.
wow, I see the disrespect. I see how
No,
it
but
is.
even Ronaldo was quiet, which was like kind of weird. Like he did get an assist for one of Chiesa's
Yeah.
goals,
Now you got
but
to hear from
like
Porto fans. Oh my
he was out
gosh.
there making
How do you
Pepe
stop
look like
Ronaldo
prime
and shit?
Maldini, bro.
Bro, he was better than Prime Maldini. The fuck?
He was blocking shots left, right, and center. I'm like, what the
Bro,
hell?
he's like FIFA AI, bro, with the auto blocks. He was just going off.
Exactly. Yeah, that's probably game of the week, to be completely honest.
Probably
That was
game
a
of the
really
weekend.
good game to watch. Probably the only game that's like really challenging that is probably the Bayern Munich Borussia Dortmund game that happened on the weekend.
Holland scored even more again.
Yeah,
How much
the
games,
thing is,
bro? In the last
he
3 games, so what do you have, like 6 goals or something?
yeah, something
I'm looking at
crazy
it right
like
now.
that.
Is it six?
Something crazy like that.
I think it might be
Um,
6.
might be, but yeah, I think he had a quote before the game where he's like, oh,
Mhm.
it's Lewandowski's so good. Every time I score and I think I'm catching up to him, he scores more goals. Right? That's
That's true.
exactly
Yeah.
what happened in this game. Holland scored twice inside 10 minutes, and
Mm-hmm. One of
Dortmund
them was
looked
a penalty,
dominant.
but still.
Yeah, Dortmund looked dominant, and
But
like
then
for the
JV's
first
gonna
10
miss it.
minutes, and then Lewandowski and Bayern
Maybe.
Munich just turned it on.
Yeah. They scored in the
And
90th minute.
yeah, he did score in the 90th minute to
Mhm.
get the hat trick, but he scored twice within the half, and then
Yeah.
Goretzka scored in the 88th minute, and then Dortmund went all out attack, and then Lewandowski got a
Yeah, because at the
penalty,
beginning,
or
like
he
they were
scored a
gonna
goal right
get
at the end.
like Bayern was gonna get slapped. What is
Yeah.
it? 2 goals in the first 10 minutes. They
I was
choked it.
watching the game. I'm like, oh hell yeah! I wish Cahedo was in
Yeah,
though.
they choked it.
I think he was
Well,
out
he didn't play.
injured. Yeah, I think he was injured.
Oh, he's injured.
Yeah, it's
Who
like
do
a
they play
minor
at
thing
left
for
back
like a week
then?
or two.
Who do they play at left back? Is it?
Schultz,
Oh, yeah, Schultz.
the
I forgot
fast
about him.
guy. Yeah.
Schultz.
But yeah, that was also a fun game. I really don't want to talk about this next game. I'm not gonna lie.
Your boys
Yeah, my boys in blue really did screw it up.
lose to Man United. I mean, you could take this one away.
I mean, yeah, Bruno Fernandes did score a penalty against us. It is what it is. I think that's his first goal against teams inside the top 6 in the Premier League.
Yeah,
Um, had to be a penalty, of
makes
course.
sense.
That was a penalty, though. I can't exactly be like, oh, that's bullshit. That wasn't a penalty. That was a penalty.
Mm-hmm.
Gabriel Jesus decided to turn into like, I don't know. He tried to play right like Fernandinho role to start off the game, and then
Yeah,
gave away a penalty. He definitely shouldn't have been there in that situation at all.
yeah.
Um, but yeah, City started off on the wrong foot, and we just couldn't get anything going.
The counterattack was deadly, eh?
Yeah, they just had so much pace. It was insane. They had Daniel James, Rashford, and Martial, I think. Like, how are
And
we gonna keep up
Zinchenko
with that?
started. How did he get by Zinchenko, the GOAT?
I think Sinchenko played better than Cancelo. To be completely
Hey,
honest,
the GOAT.
Cancelo played horrible. I was surprised Cancelo played. I thought it would have been Walker and Sinchenko.
Was him against Rashford? Cancelo?
Yeah, Cancelo against Rashford, and
Oof,
like
that was
some
tough.
Martial would drift onto that side, and then Rashford would like fill him in at striker. But
Mhm.
yeah, Cancelo did not have a good game
Bro,
at all.
you guys weren't even like going harder than that. You guys were just like passing it in between like your midfield and center backs
Yeah, like we
the
couldn't get
whole
anything
game.
going. They just kind of like sat. They scored a second minute penalty. Like what? I think the foul happened like 30 seconds into the game or something like crazy
Yeah.
like that.
Did
And
they
then
review
VAR
it? Was
checked
it?
it.
Did they have to review it?
VAR
They
checked it.
did
Yeah.
VAR.
I woke up. I come downstairs and then I see Bruno Fernandes score a penalty as soon as I turn on the game. I'm like, what the hell? So I had to like
But
look back. I'm like, what happened? And then I'm like, Gabriel Jesus, what are you doing? I thought it was like a handball or something in the
yeah,
box.
Jesus. What?
I thought it was like a handball in the box, like they did what Tottenham did a few times, where they pass the ball to Ericsson and then they have
Mm-hmm.
like 5 players running down the right side and he just sends in a ball into the box. But
Here.
it is what it is. Yeah, and then Luke Shaw scored right after halftime, which
He's been doing good, eh?
uh, this
They
guy's
side tells and all of a sudden Luke Shaw turns into a good left
yeah, I
back.
know. Alex Telles is a good player too. I kind of wanted him at City for the
You're so
longest
in love with
time.
you want every time his name comes up. I wanted to sign him for Man City.
Yeah, it was him. Look, it's funny how they both went to Manchester United.
Mhm.
But when I was looking at players in the Portuguese league that I wanted to sign for Manchester City, like last year,
Yeah.
like I was thinking like yeah, Bruno Fernandes would be perfect. He
Mhm.
would be a great replacement for David Silva, in my opinion.
Mhm.
Um,
Mhm.
then he went to United. Alex Telles, because we needed a left back. We've been needing a left back for a
You have
little bit.
Zinchenko. What are you
Yeah, but
saying?
that's before I really started liking Zinchenko.
And Mendy's not even that bad. He got
Mendy's not
dusted by.
that bad. He's fucking
He got
horrible.
after he got destroyed by Torre once. Once he got destroyed by
No,
Torre,
but
everyone's like, "He's shit. He's
no,
useless. Worthless."
he's not useless and he's not shit. It's just he doesn't fit in with the team because whenever he gets the ball, it's like everything gets out of sync. Like the team gets out of sync. When Zinchenko has the ball, he's able to keep possession and just the way he passes the ball around, it looks like it's an actual unit. Like whenever we're
Zinchenko.
playing with Mendy in the line, it's like it's a back three with Mendy on the left. And he's just there separate from the defensive line. When Zinchenko's there, yeah, he's not exactly the best defensively. He does sometimes concede goals at the back post because he's not used to being in that position. Like he's still relatively new to playing left back. It's like what, 3 years in? But
No, probably more.
and
When is
you see the
Zinchenko
same
time for
thing with
Man City?
Alfonso Davies because they're not actual fullbacks. They're wingers. Well, Zinchenko's an
No,
attacking
Zinchenko is a
midfielder. He's
midfielder.
an attacking midfielder. But you
Uh-huh.
see these players playing at left back, and it's hard for them to be able to like wrap their head around actually playing
Yeah, he
at
came in
left back.
2016, Zinchenko. So it's
Yeah,
been like 5 years.
but he was no, but we sent him out on loan a few times, and
It's
then he was
PSV,
start. Yeah,
no?
he was playing like midfield for the U23s, and then we brought him to the
He's
first
doing
team
good
as
for
left
Ukraine,
back.
though.
Oh yeah, he's solid for Ukraine, but I genuinely think Zinchenko is going to be a good left back. We just need to wait a little bit longer on him. I don't think we
Mhm.
need a left back anymore. We might need like a backup
Hey, the
one.
goat,
I
Zinchenko.
think we might need a backup one, and we sell Mendy because Mendy's just not working at all. Because I don't think we don't have anyone in the youth
Yeah, you know what's gonna
academy.
happen? He's gonna go to another team and be world class. You know that, right?
If he does that, fair enough. He just didn't work at Manchester City. I could see him
I
working
wouldn't
for
be
like
surprised if he goes back to Monaco, honestly.
I could see him working for like a Tottenham, maybe even Liverpool. I could see him working for Liverpool.
Why would but Tottenham have Reguilon then? Why would they want to
Yeah, I
buy
know, but I
Mendy?
could see him working for Liverpool
I
behind
guess Mendy
Robertson,
is kind of a Mourinho left back, no?
kind of. But I feel like
Because
he's
does
better
he
at
like sitting
attacking
back?
and whipping in
Doesn't he
crosses,
like
just
sitting
like
back?
they do at Liverpool.
Yeah, but we bought then what was the point of buying Tsimikas? Or I still
Exactly.
I don't even know how to
You
say
don't
his
need him
name.
anymore, but I could see him fitting in your system.
Yeah.
That's what I'm trying to say. Um. Oh, and then the last game is Hoffenheim versus
Shithousery?
Wolfsburg. I don't care about the result. I didn't watch the game. I'm sure you didn't watch the game. No one
Yeah. It
watched the game except the last minute of the game. James, do you want to tell him what happened?
was like was it like 97th minute?
It was the
Or was it
I
was
think it
like
was
it
the
was far.
91st minute. It was they had basically Wolfsburg had a 90th minute corner. The goalie was up. Everyone's up.
Yeah.
They send a ball into the box. It gets cleared. Uh-oh. De Boer gets the ball. He's
Yo,
sprinting. He's not exactly the fastest person in the
I just
world.
want to say, yo, good job to the bro. He was keeping up.
Yeah, the
He
goalie?
was like side by side with the
Yeah.
striker. He was like fucking
Yeah,
track and field. He was like
he was
the
going.
form. He almost slipped. He almost slipped though at the
Did
end.
he? Oh yeah,
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 you
because he
saw him
started pulling
when he's
off.
chasing me. He almost slipped, but he was
Yeah.
keeping up to the striker
And then Paulo Otavio Silva. He probably
out of
gets
nowhere.
shithousery of the week. This
Man
is
said
probably shithousery of the
scissors.
week. He woke up feeling dangerous. He comes in from behind, takes him out. The game was already 2-1, so it didn't matter if he conceded the goal or not. But he just woke
Yeah,
up
you would have
feeling
lost either
dangerous,
way.
took the red card like a fucking champ, and
The board and mans are mad at the board for not kicking it because he had so much
yeah,
time to kick it.
he was sprinting from
From
like box
halfway
to
line to
box.
the top of the box, he could have kicked it in.
Yeah,
He probably wanted to walk it in and do like one of those headers where you go on your knees and then head it in. You know those
maybe, yeah, yeah,
ones?
yeah. Or he'll do like the Ross Barkley where he celebrates before he scores. Did you see that?
Oh yeah, I
Yeah,
know
yeah.
that
He has
one.
it. Ross Barkley has an empty net. He's running towards the net with the ball. He sticks out his arms like this and then taps it in.
And no, that's
Ugh.
it.
So now we have to go from shithousery of the week to story of the week. James, you want me
Well,
to
this
talk
one's
about
kind of
this?
a shithouse too.
Kind of,
Shithouse
but
part two.
not really because it's just one team getting fucked, pretty much.
That's true. One team's getting fucked.
So yeah, Forge FC owner is upset with Canada Soccer because they started talking about the date for the Canadian Championship.
Yeah.
They've been
We should
saying
probably
March 20.
explain what all that means.
Yeah, so
Okay,
basically,
so
you go, you
want me to do it? Or you got it.
you go, you go.
Okay. So basically, Forge FC is the best team in the Canadian Premier League, and then Toronto FC is the MLS representative. And the winner of the Canadian Championship goes on into the CONCACAF Champions League. And they've been trying to get this date for so long to keep
Yeah.
going. Yeah, so
Well, it's
and
just it's like this because like only this year because they usually have like
yeah,
on
because of
yeah, they
COVID.
usually have like like lower teams like I think you have the championship of the Ontario
You
champion and
Yeah,
like the BC
usually it's like all the
championship end up.
CPL teams, all MLS, the USL team, and then I think the Quebec top amateur league, top semi pro league, and then League One, which is
Yeah,
the top
Ontario. Yeah.
Ontario amateur league. they all, and usually it's to MLS teams, but this year they gave CPL an auto spot
Mm-hmm.
because of COVID,
Mm-hmm. And they gave it to
and
Forge
TFC
because
was
they
the best
won.
finishing MLS team, so they just put them together.
Yeah.
And yeah.
So yeah.
So did he post it on Twitter? Was it on Twitter he posted it?
Might have been on
I'll put the
Twitter
letter here if
or
you want to read it.
Instagram.
It's basically a big line complaining to Canada Soccer.
Yeah, pretty
Basically
much.
saying because Forge FC had not trained like since the Island Games, which was last year. I don't even know what day it was. I can't remember.
I think it was
TFC has been
like
training for what, a month?
they've been training since February 17th.
Yeah, February 17th. And Forge already is a huge underdog.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
And
Forge is the
then they
underdog,
have
and they've
no
been
training.
playing since I think they just started training.
Forge? No,
Yeah,
they still haven't
they
still haven't
haven't.
been allowed to train.
Oh,
No.
but yeah, they're gonna
That's
have
what I'm
like
saying.
about a week to train for the final if it were to be on the 20th,
No,
right? Like,
I doubt it's gonna be on the 20th, especially with the COVID cases now. With
yeah,
that thing that happened in Toronto FC, I'm pretty sure that
exactly.
it's not even possible anymore because it's a 2-week quarantine.
Do we know exactly who got COVID at TFC?
No, if it's
They've just
just
said that people have got cases.
honestly, I don't know what the issue is. Like you saw Bayern when they went to Club World Cup, Muller had it. They just sent him back, and every player that tests negative still
Hmm.
gets to play. But for this one, I don't know if it's like a league rule, if it's a team rule.
Maybe Ali Curtis is just being cautious, so then we don't have a lot of cases going into the MLS season. That's probably what it
Yeah,
is.
I guess he's just being cautious. That
Yeah,
makes sense. But
he's a
honestly,
smart
I'm
guy.
although Bob Young, like, if Canada Soccer is not listening to him to try to switch the date and like, it's not really Canada Soccer's fault. Like, Canada
Yeah,
Soccer can't just give you permission to practice during COVID times. You
yeah,
have to ask the government. It's all the government, and they're although like
and like they
okay,
recognize TFC as like a more professional team than they
yeah,
do
more
Forge
professional
FC,
team.
right?
And
So
it's
they,
the government and the provincial decision. It's not Canada Soccer. So I don't know
yeah,
why you're going after Canada Soccer.
exactly.
And this is also really unprofessional just to send
But
like
also, it's not
basically a
safe
hate
for the
letter.
players too, because like if you
Yeah,
train for a week and then you play an actual like competitive game against a team that's
yeah.
better, like way better than you, like you're at more of a risk of getting an
Mhm.
injury.
And then plus you have the Canadian Olympics and World Cup qualifying near it, which makes it even worse.
Yeah,
And then you have
exactly.
the CONCACAF game, the Champions League spot that we're playing for is like in April 7th, so it's barely in time and there's lots of chaos.
Yeah.
So I don't know what's gonna happen. We're supposed to come on the next few days. Maybe it comes out today what happens with it. I don't know.
No, I don't know. Yeah.
I don't know.
We're basically on standby until they
What do you
actually
think they should
release it.
do? What do you think they should do? Should they just give it?
I
See,
think they
I don't
should
want to
play it.
be
I
rude.
think that I want to see them play it. That's the thing. Like as
I
a
want to see
fan, I want to see them play it.
him play. Yeah,
Yeah, they've been trying to get this game done for
yeah.
what, 6 months?
Probably
And
more. Yeah, maybe 6 months. Maybe 6 months. Yeah,
I feel like they maybe could have done it. Like maybe if they got um Forge FC to train a little bit in like November, like when
yeah,
the MLS season ended, then maybe they could have got
yeah.
it done at the end of the MLS season.
I don't know.
But they
If
just
they can't
waited
get
too
it to
long.
play, I don't know.
Like they could play the
They
game in
might
a
have to,
they could play a
because if
game
you
in a
give it,
bubble, right?
that's what
Like
I'm
if
saying.
everyone
But
tests negative, they could play it at the training
it's
ground.
just the thing because there's lots of players for Toronto FC and like in the World Cup qualifying that are gonna have to come back to Canada and then they're gonna have to quarantine for more time again and then because the game's April 7th, you need to practice for that game too.
Yeah,
So I honestly don't know what they're gonna do.
yeah, facts.
I don't want to say
Actually,
give it to Toronto FC because you're a Canadian club and you're saying, oh, we're gonna give it to the top Canadian team that's in America. That looks
yeah.
bad. You can't really. I don't know what they're gonna do.
They were probably gonna win it either way, realistically.
Either way, yeah, but I just yeah
There is a chance that Forge come back and like
yeah.
win, but I
But
genuinely don't see it.
I mean, it happened with Calgary and Vancouver, but Vancouver wasn't very
Yeah.
good last year.
But wait,
So
wasn't Forge in the CONCACAF Champions League last year?
they were in the B one.
The B?
They,
Oh, like the
yeah, because
Europa League version of it.
yeah, yeah, that
Yeah,
one.
yeah, yeah, okay.
They were in that one.
What is it called? Like what's the difference?
I think it's just called like it's. I think it's also called. I'll try
Is
to
it like
search up.
is like CONCACAF Champions League and then like CONCACAF League? Is that what it is?
I don't even know what you would call it.
Because I just saw they were playing in like Cuba or something
It
on
was
their
Dominican Republic.
Dominican. Yeah.
Was it Dominican? I think pretty. No, not Dominican. Haiti. It was
They were
Haiti,
playing.
Dominican
They
Republic.
were playing outside of
Something like
Canada,
that.
pretty much, and I was like, "Oh, that's cool." And then I didn't pay too much attention to it.
Honestly, don't even know. Is it just the CONCACAF Champions League and then the Scotiabank? No, or is that? But I
I
don't even know
think
what you would call it.
I think it's the Scotiabank Champions League. I think that's what it is. But either
Hmm.
way, the winner
Yeah,
of the Canadian Championship is going straight to the round of 16 on a two-leg game. They're playing two legs against Club Leon in Mexico,
very
which
good
I
team.
mean, I think they're worse than the teams TFC were playing when they went on that huge Champions League run
Yeah,
where they played Tigres and
Club
who was
America,
Club
Guadalajara, and then
America.
the finals of Guadalajara, right?
Yeah,
Guadalajara. I can't say
Guadalajara.
it properly.
Was it one
Club
leg or two
America, I
legs?
think, had like two players that that like won yesterday with Porto or a
Oh,
few days with
actually?
Porto. Yeah, I think pretty sure the goalie Marchison was at Club America and Uribe was also at Club America. What
Yeah.
the team that
But it's not
TFC
like
beat?
Gignac where Gignac was also playing in the Euros like a few
Tigres.
years earlier on Tigres. He's
Yeah,
a
I
pretty
remember. It
good.
wasn't he the one that hit the post in the
Yeah,
final.
yeah.
He's the one that hit that.
Bro,
Yo, that.
when I
Uh,
saw that shot in slow motion, well, first when I saw that shot, I'm like, "Oh shit." Right? And then I saw Cajedo
yeah,
on the line. I'm like, "What's going on here? Why are you on the
yeah.
line?
He
Whatever."
almost scored a nasty free kick, but
Yeah. Hey, but if it weren't for that free kick, I think Lloris got injured on that free
yeah,
kick. Eder wouldn't have scored that goal.
yeah. Because didn't he say was it his rib? Was his rib his arm? What did he
I
say it
think it was
was?
his leg. I think it was his leg.
He said it was his
I think he
leg.
landed on his leg, and because it hurt his leg, he couldn't dive to the right. So when Eder shot to Lloris's right, when you dive on on the right foot,
Yeah,
you know you're a goalie, right? Because you use
yeah,
your outside foot to dive to that side, right? Like if you're diving to the right, use your right leg mainly.
yeah.
So it's harder for him to get down there. And it was
And
also just a
honestly, if
banging
Eder
shot.
didn't score that, it would look so bad. On that was honestly like although he finished good, that was such a bad
Yeah.
decision. He was so outside of the box. There was like
hmm
six defenders in front of him. He decided, and I don't even think he meant to aim bottom corner. You could tell it
He
kind of
said
whiffed on it.
he said in an interview that I saw, I think it was like a month ago or something. He said that he
Yeah.
just hit it. He just
So I'm
he
saying you could tell he wasn't. He just said, "I'm gonna get it on net. I don't know what I'm just gonna hit it."
Yeah, he just said it's late in the game. We
Glory,
need
go for
something. He just
glory.
said he's gonna hit it. So he just,
That it
you
was
know what?
that. Yeah, I don't know.
That was absolute
It ended
limbs
up
though.
working out. So
It made
can't
Ronaldo
go mad. If he
cry. So
slid it though, oh, they
uh,
would have paid him for that.
oh for sure. Um, so do you want to talk about the Olympic roster?
I guess we could talk about the Olympic roster. So speaking of the Toronto FC, we were talking about how they were on quarantine.
Yep.
So that really messed up
Yeah.
the Canadian
So
Olympic team.
the 20-man roster. So is
Yeah.
how's the Olympic team working? I know we talked about it last week, but is it
Yeah,
like a
so last
tournament?
week I remember the first round about his goalies. So we had to bring three. So we brought three goalies.
hmm
And then yeah, we brought three goalies.
No, but
And then we're talking about the squad a little after.
yeah, we'll talk about the squad after. But I'm just saying,
But
how is this like? How is the like? Is it like just we're playing random games, or is it like a tournament type setting where it's like, oh,
it's
you play like
tournament.
6 games in this
Nah,
period
it's
of time,
three.
and you're not leaving?
It's three because you have the two groups. Like I explained last time, but I'll explain again.
Like, are they playing
It's
in
basically
one place, or are they like playing around North America?
they're all playing. I think in
Oh,
Guadalajara.
okay, okay. So it's like it's isolated, and it's
I'm
almost
pretty
like a
sure it's
little tournament
isolated.
for an
Yeah, it's
Olympic
almost like
qualifier.
Olympics where they have like a little Olympic village
Yeah,
and
yeah,
everyone's.
yeah. Okay,
I
okay.
guess it's kind of like there.
I just
Yeah.
wasn't too sure. So yeah.
Mhm. Yeah. So we're on before TFC. Yeah. So lots of players that really would have helped the squad. It really messed it up because then there was all this stuff
Yeah.
with Europe, and there might have been like cancellation from Europe. It really and world first time ever World Cup qualifying is going on at the exact same time. So some of your best prospects are going to be playing with the main team. So it's really tough.
Yeah.
They lost Julian Dunn, Rocco Mayo, Liam Fraser, Jaquil Mascherati, Noble Kello, Ralph Prizo, Jay Nelson, Prusa, and Schaffelberg. All those players could have contributed. Obviously, it wasn't be down. It would probably be like three players that would go.
Yeah. Well, looking at the team, I
The
think
midfield
Jaquil.
really, the midfield really suffered. If we're being honest, the midfield is
Well,
what really suffered.
yeah, like Liam Fraser probably would have been there in my
It probably
opinion.
would have been. If
I think
honestly, you
he's
can make an
better than
argument.
Okello. It's one of
You could
them. You have to put one
you
of
can
them.
make an argument that Liam Fraser, Kello, and Prizo all would have been in that midfield. That really messed up the midfield
Yeah.
because now you're not only are you counting, like, you have to count on guys now from CPL, and most of our other midfield prospects, they're on Toronto FC. So
Hmm.
you're counting
And
on
then you
CPL
got
guys
like,
haven't played in a year. They haven't played, not probably even, okay, not a year.
but a
Maybe I think it
long
was.
time. They haven't
It's
played in
been
a
a long
while.
time.
Yeah. And even like Jaquil
Yeah.
Marshall-Ruddy, like he would have helped the attack, like for sure.
This, yeah. Jaden Nelson too. I think they're both dynamic players.
Yeah.
Shalbrick has some pace. Perusa, he's a proven goal scorer. He did well in the
Yeah.
USL on the loan, San Antonio.
And the thing with Okello is he could also play center back, so he's a little bit like you could kind of
First
play him
time. What is
anywhere
he
in the
like 6'7"?
midfield.
Is he 6'7"? I
Is
know
he
he's
actually?
super tall. I don't know how he's super tall.
I heard he slid into someone I know's DMs. I don't wanna
Oh, I remember you
speculate.
telling
Was
that.
I forget if that actually happened. I'm not quite sure.
I
But
remember
let's
you
just say
telling me that.
someone I used to go to school with.
Okay, let me see here. Okay, 6'4".
Yeah, he is tall.
Fucking tall.
But I
He's
think he could play
tall.
center back.
I put a photo here. There's a photo of him, and you'll see him. He's so built.
Yeah,
Like, not built, but he's like, he before he's lanky, and this year he really started to bulk up, and yeah,
you love to see it. Development, that's what that's called.
yeah.
But yeah,
And
even if
then
TFC players were allowed to go, I think they would have missed the first game.
they would have missed the first game, and even if you're probably gonna miss the second game because you're not fit. You haven't trained
Yeah.
from the 2 quarantine. You're probably not gonna be. You haven't touched a ball in so long.
Hmm.
Plus, the tactics are not gonna be tough. They're gonna be tough.
Yeah.
Some people are saying they should at least called one and then
Uh,
try to get him so they could play if they make it past the group stage. But
but that's
I don't
really
know.
risky.
And
Like,
imagine like that also hurts confidence of other players. I'm available playing. I'm like a CPL player or something. I'm supposed to be a league that helps develop Canada, and you're basically saying I'm so bad that I'd rather have a player not have a player who misses 2 games just so we can have him for the important games because you're not good enough.
yeah.
So you
But then
can't you
again,
can't
they
really
are
do
they
that.
are better.
That is, I mean,
Like
yeah.
Okello is good. I think
Liam
he's at a
Fraser,
CPL.
not
He's
Prizo.
definitely at a CPL level.
No,
Okello,
Kello,
Frazier, Prizzo.
Those guys are okay. I'm not gonna say above CPL like they're, but
But
like
they're like
they're
they'd
good
be a
players.
good CPL player.
They'll be one of the better players in the
Yeah.
CPL. Even
Yeah.
Prizo is pretty good. Some people are not on it, but I like him. Herdman seems like he likes him.
Hmm.
See what happens with him with TFC. And then Rocco Romero, I'm surprised, honestly surprised he didn't get called up over like a Montgomery. He's been
Yeah.
playing. I can't say his name. Mel Giger, who got called up from
Hmm.
CPL. I know he had a really good year in CPL, but he hasn't, like you said, they wanted to prioritize people that are actually playing now. He's not playing.
Yeah.
Rocco Romero's on loan in HB Col. I think it's called. I don't want to say it's a Danish team,
Hmm.
and he's
I
playing right
think
now.
so.
So I'm surprised he didn't get called up, honestly. And then
So who else do you think outside of the TFC players missed out? Like before
okay,
we start
so
talking about the team,
yeah,
who do you think they
so there's
left out that's a big name?
Theo Corbiano. Theo Corbiano was obviously the obvious one.
Hmm.
So first it was, I know there was like a rumor about like something about like I remember Klopp saying like, oh, it'd be a risk to send players, and there was like a ban on certain countries or something.
Hmm.
We thought in last podcast we thought that Corbiano wouldn't be called because of those restrictions.
Yep.
But now they're saying that he might, it's just the reason he didn't get called is because he might be in the World Cup squad.
Hmm.
And you guys probably like, oh, but the games are at the end of the month, but like they still intertwine because you can't put a guy on the roster for the CONCACAF Olympics
Yeah.
and then midway through just play that Canada game and then come back to the tournament. That you can't
Yeah.
do that.
Exactly.
They're saying he might be there for like training with the
Hmm.
team. So like he's gonna
For the
practice with
U23s.
he's gonna practice with the U23s until because I think the camp is gonna be in Florida. So I
Hmm.
think he's gonna go to Guadalajara for a little bit with them
And then
and then
move over.
and then fly to
Yeah.
Florida. I I don't know. That's what I'm hearing. Speculations on Twitter.
The
You
thing
make of that
is,
what you will.
Do you think he's good enough for the World Cup qualifier team?
I mean, yes and no, because first off, Cayman Islands, I was looking at their roster.
Hmm.
We already know probably not that good. I think they had like I don't know if it was them or Cuba. One of them had a player in the San Marino First Division,
Hmm.
which explains enough.
Yep.
It's mostly local players, but Bermuda will be tough. But I think he doesn't have to start, and it gives him experience. And you see, and
Yeah.
this is really where you could see his level.
Yeah, and
He
like,
made he's run the bench for Wolves, and you see, is he good enough for that for Canada to play Canada? Now, if he's not, then you go back to U23s.
yeah. Like, I feel like it's good to try to get these young players to like play
Yeah.
games. Like, I don't want to call
Mhm.
them free games because I feel
Mhm.
like you should enter every game with the mindset that you have to do your job. You have to take everything seriously. There are no
Yeah.
free games. Like,
Mhm.
you've seen it. Like, I don't want to bring up Liverpool, but Liverpool are a really, really good team. And when they don't
Yeah.
have their mind on winning the game and their
Yeah.
mindset's
Gotta
not right,
mentally be
like,
there too.
look at how they're
Yeah.
playing now, right? They're not playing
Yeah.
at their best.
Mhm.
But yeah, I feel like it's a mindset thing. So it's really good to have these players who are gonna have that mindset where it's like, oh, it's like one of my first few caps. I gotta play
Mhm.
well to impress. You
Yeah.
gotta like I feel like you have to bring those players because
I'm pretty
what
sure, like some of the TFC players, he's eligible for the next one, which is good.
yeah.
Not most of them, but most of our like higher potential prospects are still eligible for. I think Jaquil's eligible for the next two. I'm not sure, but by that time, I think by this the third one, by like because there's this one, the next one,
Oh
and then
yeah,
maybe the
because
third one that he's eligible. Would he be next for this one and the next two? Would he be eligible
for the next two
if
Olympic
it's U twenty
qualifiers?
three? Yeah,
Probably, yeah.
for Olympics, I think it might
Um
be next three.
I think two.
But by
No,
that point,
it's
he might
two.
be
It's
established already
two.
in the
He will
first team.
no, definitely not three because that three is 12 years.
Oh, yeah, that's true. So yeah, it
Two
won't
is
be.
8 years, and that's still he would be
Yeah, that's
24.
true.
Because how old is Jaquil? Jaquil's what, 16, 17?
I think he just turned 17. Yeah,
He just turned 17, so he could definitely make the second one. He
yeah.
will be 25,
Hmm.
which I mean, like, technically you could put him as like an older
But
player
like I
if you
said
really
before,
wanted.
some of these guys might by that time be established in the first team, and
Yeah,
there are
he
probably
definitely
going to
will.
be other guys like these, like them, that are going to be coming up with potential. So we don't know.
Hmm.
And then
And
another one, I was. Oh,
yeah,
continue
go
what you're
for it, go
saying.
for it. No, 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 go for it.
No, you go for it. Go for it, there, bud.
Because I was just gonna say, like, with Jaquil Marshall Ruddy, like, I could definitely see him, like, with how much hype he has, if he reaches
Hmm.
if he reaches the potential and the hype, I genuinely
Hmm.
think that, like, by the end of, like, next year, he could even be, like, solidified
He
in
already.
at least the TFC team, like,
Yeah,
playing
the TPS.
regularly, right? I feel like this season
Hmm.
they're gonna try him out,
If
try to
he lives up
develop
to
him
the
as
hype,
much as
yeah.
possible, because that's
Hmm.
what they need to work on with him. Like, think about it
Yeah.
as, like, at TFC, right? If you
Hmm.
think he's gonna be good enough for him to leave, right? What's the point
Yeah.
in trying to keep him there when you could try to develop him to become as good as possible for profit? Because you're gonna make
Yeah.
a shit ton of money off that transfer.
Especially because Davies was 10 million. You're probably gonna ask on. It's probably gonna be okay. We want at least 10 million. Or they might set it like, oh, this is the bar now. This is we
Yeah,
need 10
but
million at
Alfonso
least. Or
Davies was looking like very like he was dominating the MLS.
that's true. He was
He
like,
was
yeah,
running rings around people like it was
yeah.
crazy. He was playing
That
very
DC
very
United
well.
goal was disgusting.
Yeah. How old was
Remember
he
that
when he
one?
was here? Like 19? I don't know how old he
17.
is. 17.
17.
He's
Yeah.
19 now, no?
Yeah, he was the same age Jaquil is gonna be this year. So this would have been like, so this is the time of year that
Or no,
Davies broke
he's
out.
20. He's like a few months older than me. He's 2000 October, I think.
Oh, because he turned, yeah, he
Alfonso
has, yeah.
Davies. So
Hmm.
he's 20, gonna be 21 at the end of the year.
Hmm.
So, hey, you know what? If they
Hmm.
make it to the Olympics, do they
So I'm
want to
saying
win
if
the
they make the
Olympics or do they
Olympics,
want to
like
win the World Cup? Because you can
I know the
bring
Gold
in,
Cup's during the same time, but do you go for it?
yeah, you could
Uh,
bring in Alfonso
I
Davies
would
or
go
Jonathan
for it.
David.
I feel like that's the mindset of where they're at right now, Canadian soccer. We're like, if you're also that's how you get more fans. Casual fans, what do they watch? They watch the Olympics at World Cup. That's if they were to watch soccer for
Yeah.
Canada, they're gonna watch. They're gonna. You think casual fans gonna go watch the Gold Cup or they're gonna watch the
No.
Olympics? They're gonna go watch Olympics.
I think I
So you
only
might as well.
watched the Gold Cup once, and that's because there was nothing else to do.
I watch it because I'm like an avid fan.
Yeah,
I
you
watch a
love
lot. I like
Canadian
them.
soccer.
But like a casual fan, they're not just gonna. It's not just on TV. The Gold Cup, you're just gonna go on. Olympics is gonna be on like what's probably CBC.
It's gonna
All
be
the
on
big.
everything. It's huge.
It's
The
gonna be
World
on
Cup's huge.
everything.
But the thing is, will they actually show soccer games, or are they gonna show like
Well, they
women's
would have
beach
to show the soccer. They would
volleyball
have to
and
show the
like
soccer game.
gymnastics?
They would have to show
Right?
the soccer game. They're gonna have
Hopefully.
yeah.
It's
Because
like
then you have to send. Then you would have to send David, and then you would send like your Davies. You send all of them. But
yeah.
is it during a FIFA? It's not during a FIFA window. That's the only thing. Are they gonna let him go?
Will Bayern let Alphonso Davies play in the Olympics?
But it's
But then
during the
again,
summer too.
Barca let
It's during-
Neymar play in the Olympics.
That's what I'm saying.
And like Bayern Munich are a good enough team to be able to last.
Yeah,
a few
you could just bring
a
someone
month.
center back and put Theo left, and it's off. I'm pretty sure it's off season then. No,
Play Theo left.
I mean
Bayern?
not Theo.
Alba. David Alba.
No, the other Hernandez brother.
Oh yeah, they Lucas Hernandez. Yeah.
Like put Lucas Hernandez on the left, and
You could
he'll
also
be
play
fine.
Alba left back.
Play Alba left.
He is a
probably
left
be gone
back.
by that time. He'll be probably be gone by that time.
He will be
though.
gone because he's
In the summer?
he's gonna be going to Real Madrid
Yeah.
apparently. We could
Real
talk
Madrid,
about that
yeah.
later when we get closer to the end of contracts, which is what?
Yeah, 'cause
June 30th, I think.
You think they'll send Eustachio? He's not. He's an overager. You think they'll waste an overager on him?
He's an overager, but he's a really good overager. I think you put him in.
You
I also think you
him
put in. I think you send in Borjan for the memes too.
They're gonna send. Okay, they're probably gonna send like Atiba, Borjan, and then someone else. If they want to send Eustachio, because he's probably if he's like in the Champions League or Porto, because that's where he's rumored to go. He's playing Champions League. You might as well put him in.
Yeah.
But I don't know. They might put in another guy like Osorio, or like an Arfield guy that could bring just more experienced leadership type of guys.
I think we should move on to Harry Patton, because I think he should have been.
Oh yeah, another guy left. So Harry Patton, another guy that made our midfield very, very well. Not very. I'm not gonna say very weak because they're still like compared to other teams. This is way more probably more experienced than lots of our other U23 teams in the past.
Yeah.
So, but we're praising our depth this year. So now put the depth to the test, I guess.
Yeah. And to be fair, like,
yeah,
we have, like, it's finally looking like we have a good team. We haven't really had a good Canadian team for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
Players are getting better. Canada soccer is growing in Canada. Like, everything's like this might be the worst team. Like in the next 10 years, if we look back, like 10 years from now, if we look back at the 2020s and we start looking at U23 rosters, hopefully this one is the worst, because hopefully we keep on improving.
Okay, you don't want to be hopefully the worst because then means none of these players aren't going to be good, and this is kind of the group that like is going to be big part of like the 2026 Olympics. 2026 World Cup. Sorry. So yeah, these ones you want these guys to hit.
Mm-hmm.
You want all of them to hit. Just it's never gonna work out like that.
Yeah.
And all of them are gonna be able to become their potential.
So what's the thing with Harry Patton where
the
club didn't release him?
He's in SPFL, the Scottish Premiership. They wouldn't let him go 2 games. It's Olympic qualifying, so the clubs, since it's not a FIFA window, they want to let him go. I mean, I don't blame him. If you have 2 games and he does play sometimes, I mean, they're in a relegation fight in the Scottish League.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess they kept him. He's probably begging. Busio's probably Busio. I can never say his name. Biello. Biello is probably begging him to come, especially with all the TFC players, because that happened like a day before the rosters were released. So they had to do like it must have been really tough.
But does Harry Patton actually play?
Sinclair,
wait, does he actually play? Does Harry Patton
he does
actually play?
He does
like
play.
Regularly.
Yeah.
Okay,
sometimes
so it kind of makes sense for him not to play, for him not to go.
Yeah, especially if it's 2 games.
Yeah, and they're fighting for relegation. It makes sense.
Mm-hmm. Another guy, Dane Sinclair. Some people thought he was gonna be the star of like the goal. Well, not star of the team, but like he was gonna be a big part of the Olympic squad. Looks like he's probably gonna go to the main team, and he's doing very good. Some people are saying, why are you gonna call him to be the 3rd goalkeeper of World Cup qualifying when he could lead the
Olympics,
the U23s? But
that's
maybe they just want to get him integrated. They want to get him integrated to the first time, or it's just Minnesota. Minnesota just didn't let him. I don't know. It
Maybe.
could just be that.
Yeah, maybe it might have just been like, oh, Minnesota don't want to get rid of him
Mhm.
for the tournament, so to compromise, they're putting him as the
I
third
mean, and
goalie.
if anything, you want to lose depth. I mean, goalkeeper, where we were at with the provincial list, I'm fine with
Yeah,
losing a few guys there, especially if it means it helps the World Cup team. Then that's the
hmm
priority, obviously, over the Olympics.
yeah.
Although I want to win the Olympics, the World Cup's always priority. That's why some of these players are getting called to the World Cup squad.
All right. So do you want to talk about like the 20 people who made the team?
Do you want to just go? Want to go through? You want just two goalkeepers and then just go up,
Um, I think we should
or
look at it
just talk
overall
about some of the
first.
storylines in the team? Want to go through some of the
Um,
storyline?
we'll go through the players first, but real quick, I
Okay.
just want to mention that
Mm-hmm.
we brought in how many attackers? One, two, three, four, five attackers. Two, three, four, five, six midfielders, six defenders, and three goalies.
Mm-hmm.
So that's who we called up.
Uh-huh.
I feel like we could have gotten away with less attackers, to be completely honest, because some of the
Mm-hmm.
midfielders are attacking midfielders too, and they could kind of play on the
Yeah.
wing. So I feel like we don't need it. We didn't need as many forwards as we
In
did.
our prediction, we did say they would get more defenders and midfielders.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure last time.
like we
Yeah.
only have three
Um.
center backs, which is
Yeah.
kind of scaring me because if two center backs get hurt,
I mean, it is if you think about it, it's a group stage, and then it's one game you have to win to go to the final, and all
mm,
you needed is to win that game after the group. So
hmm
it's not like it's seven, but if like one gets injured, one gets sent off, you're gonna have to
yeah,
play like
exactly.
Baltissimo at center back.
And
If you guys know,
especially
he's
with
5'5". Pardon?
looking at some of the players we have here, bookings might become a problem.
I mean,
Um,
it honestly, defense is pretty solid for U23s. We have that's probably our most
yeah.
experienced
Do you want
position.
to go position by position now? I guess.
Okay, I will go position by position. Actually, hold on a second. Yo, my battery's at 6%.
Okay, and we're back.
Oh, oh,
James found a way to charge his
yeah.
laptop, so we're good. We're good.
Okay, so we're
So
gonna go
James,
over.
because you're a goalie,
You want
I think you should talk about the goalies right now.
to go goalies first? Okay.
Yeah, it has to be first. They're the
So
number one.
number uno. Sebastian Breza of Bologna, Matthew Noguera, and then James Pantemis. Honestly, Noguera's probably going to be number three because he's not even like in the. I'm pretty sure he's not in the first team for Maritimo. Pretty sure he's
Uh-huh.
playing U23.
Yeah, I think
He has
so.
played for Canada U17. I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure he might have been on the team that the Jonathan David U17 team.
Maybe.
And then
Yeah.
Breza, I mean he's tall. He's playing at a good level, but I wouldn't say playing because he's not really playing all the time. He's like third choice Bologna. Sometimes he's on the bench, but he's not really. I think it's like Skorp. You know that Polish guy? That's what's his name? Skorpuski.
I don't know.
Bro, he has like barium forms in FIFA all the time
I
randomly.
know Dragowski. That's the only Polish goalie that I
It's like
know.
and then it's
And
that
Fabianski.
Brazilian. No, and it's kind of like that. But now the second goalie is the Brazilian guy. He used to play for Cagliari or whatever. His name's like something Costa. I don't know.
I
Basically,
think I
so
know who
he's
that
like the
is.
third choice.
Okay.
Although he's facing Serie A players like every day in training. I mean
hmm
he's tall. He's not really getting game time, and honestly, he's not really good with his feet.
Yeah. Well, to be fair,
I
he's
don't know
probably
if oh, continue what you're saying.
yeah, he's probably playing for the U23s at
He
Bologna
probably
like
gets some U23
regularly.
minutes. Yeah, that's true.
And like even the U23s or they might have a
Mm-hmm.
B team. I forget exactly how it works. It's probably a B team. So he's
Mm-hmm.
playing like top level. Like they're not like, world like top level. Like he's playing good
Yeah.
players. It's not like
So I'm
he's
saying
playing against
when you're in training, he's
kids.
versing it like that's what I'm saying. So that's
Yeah.
why he still has to be he has to be consideration
Mhm.
because the level he's at. Though he might not be first, what compared to what the other goalies have to go through to be number one is completely different
Yeah.
in terms of competition. Although he's bad at his feet, I don't know if they care about that in our
Mhm.
tactically wise. If we need a goalie that needs good feet, but
Yeah.
he's not great at. But I don't know. Do you care if a goalie has bad feet?
It depends what system we're playing, right? If we're trying to play
Yeah,
tiki
true.
taka and we have a goalie who has
Yeah,
bad feet, like it's not exactly gonna work out. But if we're
yeah.
playing like Atletico Madrid where we kind of like drop back and then counter, Like
Yeah.
it doesn't really matter as long as the goalie can
Yeah.
distribute the ball like even to like the center backs or the fullbacks.
Yeah.
If he could throw it
Mhm.
or like long balls, he doesn't have to be good with
Mhm.
the ball on the ground.
Yeah. And then is James Pantemis.
Yeah.
He's probably got the most experience in terms of professional, like not playing in youth.
Mm-hmm.
He has been called up to multiple camps before where
Mm-hmm.
the goalies haven't, like in terms of full national team, and they trust him. That's why I think they're gonna go with him. I wouldn't be
Yeah.
surprised if they do Breza. I'd honestly be surprised if they put Nagara in.
Oh yeah, for
That would
sure.
surprise me, but I wouldn't be surprised Breza. But I think he's gonna go Pantemis just because he's been to camps. He knows.
Yeah.
He knows. I wouldn't say the system, but like, what's another word? Not system. Like culture. He knows the culture of the
Yeah.
team, and they trust him. They know what
Mm-hmm.
he's like, so they could trust him. So he's probably gonna be there.
Yeah.
Like Nogueira, he's athletic, not 6'5", 6'6", 6'2", but athletic.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, that honestly, in terms of other goalies, like in some teams, I think called two goalies, and they
Oh
were
yeah.
like, yeah, I'm pretty sure. I think El Salvador did, and compared to like those teams are having like U23 players in like in their home country. So
Mm-hmm.
compared to what we have, I wasn't really worried about who was going to get called for goalie, and the provisionalists, all of them, I would have been fine with, to be honest.
Yeah. For me, like even at looking at the provisional list, I think it had
Mhm,
to be between Breza and Pentimis for the
mhm.
starting goalkeeper spot.
If
I don't know
if Dane
exactly who's
Sinclair
gonna
wasn't
get
there,
it.
obviously, if Dane
Yeah,
Sinclair
of
wasn't there.
course. I was
Yeah,
surprised. I wouldn't have been surprised if Dane Sinclair wasn't there. Like if
yeah,
I wouldn't have been surprised if he didn't make this because he's a good enough goalie to play for the national team.
mhm.
I don't
You
think
just
he's
would have
good
thought that
enough.
they would have
He's definitely the third goalie
Mhm.
on the team because you have the likes of Crepeau and Borjan, and
Yeah,
they both look good.
yeah.
Um, who do you think should start for
Brian,
the men?
I think he won, Zvezda. Bro, do you know how to say his club?
Uh, no.
Red Star Belgrade. I'm gonna say English version. Red Star
Yeah, Red Star
Belgrade.
Belgrade. Yeah.
I think he won Red Star Belgrade like not soccer player of the year, like athlete of the year. Because they're one of the, like Europe, they have like a basketball team, a soccer team,
Oh
or
yeah,
like
yeah, yeah.
then
Because they're a club team.
he won. I think he won like the whole thing,
Oh wow.
like the athlete of the year. That I'm pretty sure. I remember seeing that somewhere on Twitter.
Isn't that Sasha's team, Red Star?
It
You
might be.
remember
He
Sasha?
was he Serbian?
Yeah, he is Serbian. Yeah.
Yeah, it probably is Red Star.
I think he liked Red Star.
Red Star.
Shout out to
There's some.
Sasha.
Sure.
What a
There's
guy.
lots of Serbians in Hamilton. Shout outs Hamilton for all the Serbian Canadians. I know there's
Yeah.
lots there. And Mister, I know you love playing center back, so you might as well go over the defenders.
Okay, relax. Okay, so the defend. I like the look of the defenders. So basically, we got
Mhm.
Zorhan Basong,
Yeah.
Zachary Brault Gillard.
Everyone
I'm just
says
gonna
ZBG. We're just
I'm gonna say
everyone,
ZBG for the rest of the
yeah.
thing. I just wanted to say his name the first one time.
Oh,
Try it. Probably didn't say it right. Hey, but Zach, if
mhm.
you're watching it, let me know how you say it in the comments. Um,
Yeah.
we got Derek Cornelius, Marcus Gaudinho. What a name, Marcus Gaudinho. Um, Thomas Mier
TMG. We'll call
Gier. Mier
Mel's.
Gier.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're also gonna call him have acronym for him. TMG. He's gonna be
And then this
TMG.
one's Tiny Meat Gang.
Hmm?
TMG. Tiny Meat Gang.
Yes, TMG. TMG.
Okay. Now we
No,
got
they
a
actually
much.
call him I'm not lying. They actually call him TMG.
Yeah. TMG.
Okay, yes. Yeah, okay, yeah,
And
go.
then we got a much easier name to pronounce, Callum Montgomery.
Montgomery.
That sounds so like posh.
That sounds like Canadian, like Callum Montgomery. He's Canadian. I'm pretty sure he's West Coast, if I'm not mistaken. I'm pretty sure he's West Coast.
Maybe he's
Yeah,
playing for
so if we're
Minnesota.
looking at it, probably I honestly just like the goalkeeper and the fullbacks are probably like in terms of who else is in the tournament, we're up there.
Yeah.
Everything else, it's up in the air. But for
Mm-hmm.
fullbacks and goalies,
Yeah.
in a tournament, we're probably
Fullbacks.
top two,
I don't
top
think you could
three.
go wrong with the ZBG and Basong. To be honest.
See, yeah, you can't go wrong with Oh my, ZBG. This name's gonna kill me.
Yeah, I know. Do
ZBG.
you want to say Zach?
Yeah, I think you're pretty sure out of all besides Cornelius, but he's a center back. He's our
Mm-hmm.
most experienced fullback.
Yeah.
And then you have Zoran Basong. another guy who's been at the full national team camp. Coutinho's been the full national. I know Canadian fans hate him for some prior games in the CONCACAF Gold Cup. He kind of fucked us.
A little
But chance
bit.
for redemption. Maybe he comes here, especially a U23 tournament. He comes here and shows
Exactly.
them.
It's been a little while since
I'm good
last
at
Gold Cup.
you know.
Um,
So yeah, it's probably gonna be It's probably Basong and ZBG. If
mhm.
Godinho plays a game like against El Salvador, or if they want, I guess I was gonna say more attacking as ZBG, but ZBG he can attack too.
Yeah.
He likes to whip in a little cross one
But I
every
think
game.
Audinho could also play on the right and left. So I feel
But
like
yeah,
he's just going to be the
Godinho can play
backup
right away.
because
But that's why you would probably call him because he could play both.
yeah,
You're not gonna throw
yeah.
up a left-footed. Although he's right foot, he's playing left back. It's most of the time
It's not that hard.
left footed can't play
People
right
make
back
it
that well.
like I'm usually a fullback whenever I play, but the
Mhm.
last few coaches tended to put me at center back for some reason. Like I don't
'Cause
know.
you're monster
Yeah,
height, right?
clearly. At a staggering 5'7". I'm gonna say 5'8"
Yeah,
on this.
yeah. I'll say
Um,
five.
yeah, I'll say 5'8". But yeah.
Yeah,
Playing left back and right back, I personally don't find it too hard to play both. But then again,
yeah,
that's coming from the same player who plays center back, center mid, left wing.
yeah.
So like, I kind of play everywhere, but I honestly don't think that switching from right back to left back is that big of a deal.
Mhm.
And I think Audinho's
And
definitely he's
yeah.
capable of
All
doing that.
these fullbacks are also able to attack too, which is nice to have.
Mm-hmm.
Fullbacks that can attack. I don't know if we're gonna play that way, but they're definitely capable of having
Well,
offensive
looking
presence.
at the fullbacks we have, we definitely
Yeah,
should play that way with attacking
yeah,
fullbacks.
that's true. Hmm.
Because if we don't, then we're kind of just not utilizing the best attributes of every
Yeah, but it's
player
also
we
like
got.
against Mexico, you don't want. I don't think you'll like want to just let's go at Mexico unless you do. Unless you think
Yeah.
maybe you're coming in hot and we're doing well and we're surprising more and
Mm-hmm.
Mexico's doing bad maybe.
Well, we might keep our
Then
defensive like solidity in the middle of the field and then use the wings to
that's true.
attack. So you
Mhm.
never know.
And this spot, although
Center
it's not
backs.
like as good as it thought it was going to be, it's still another one. It's probably the most experienced player in this position
Mm-hmm.
in the whole squad. I think probably. Yeah,
Probably, yeah.
about probably Derek Cornelius.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's gonna be captain if he's most experienced. He's been the most. He's been to like lots of the men's teams camps.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he's kind of has a little bit of the Daniel Henry where he could lack some composure when passing and commits fouls, but he's still more experienced than let's say a Cal Montgomery who's played USL in college
Yeah.
and then just signed for Minnesota last year. I'm pretty sure who hasn't really
Um.
he's had experience playing in the full man's camp and in the MLS for multiple games.
Mm-hmm.
And he's left-footed, which is always nice. Not you can't complain about left-footed center back.
What do you think about
Those
Jaguar
are a luxury nowadays.
coming out of the CPL? We got Jaguar too.
One of the two CPL players, Thomas Melziger. I think this might come out. I don't know, but what if I don't know if I'm pronouncing it wrong. You think it's Thomas Melziger? No, probably not.
It's.
Right?
I wish I had Paige
Yeah, I
here.
should go with
She
PMG.
speaks
Let's go with
French.
PMG.
It's definitely Jaguar because there was a
Mhm.
goalie on the Leafs who had the
Yeah,
same last name.
that's what I was saying. That's why I said Jaguar, but I don't
Miller.
know. Last week I said he was left-footed.
Myler.
Oh, what?
Uh, I'm just trying to say his name in different ways. But yeah, TMG. He's also pretty good.
See, I last week I said he was left-footed. He actually isn't. I thought he was. He's not. He
He's
had a
not.
really good season, like for Pacific FC
Mm-hmm.
in the CPL. Did really well, but like you said before, haven't played in a long time. He's not in the same form. I don't know if he's
Of
in game
course.
shape, but
But he did
you have
end
to give him
off.
opportunities. You have to give him opportunities because our options are low. And honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if he actually made it without the Toronto FC injuries.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, not injuries, just being left out because of the COVID. Just
Well,
because
yeah.
you have that's what the league's for, to create talent. You have
Mm-hmm.
to show that this is a platform to use. So you have
Yeah.
to at least call up a few
I could
guys.
definitely see Rocco Romero being replaced with Callum Montgomery if TFC players were
Yeah,
allowed to play.
that was a little surprising to me. Maybe they wouldn't let him go because maybe that was a case of like Patton. I didn't really see it, but maybe it was a case like Patton they had games and they needed him.
Mm-hmm.
Because honestly, Rocco Mayo, he's in game shape right now. He's playing in Denmark right now for Coke.
Yeah.
Tom Montgomery, he has some promise. I'm honest, he has some promise,
Mm-hmm.
but he's mostly USL experience.
Yeah.
To be honest, I mean Rocco Mayo has been playing lots of TFC too before he went to the, but
Mhm.
I still don't work with Mayo, but Cal Montgomery,
Yeah.
lots of the West Coast guys say he's got something good in him, so I'll trust what they say.
I think we should go straight to the midfield now, where we
Midfield,
got.
okay.
We're gonna start
The
off with
short
Michael
king,
Baldisimo. Yeah,
short king.
I think he's gonna be the heartbeat of this team. To be completely honest.
I mean, he's definitely gonna carry the midfield. They were gonna say it's gonna be Liam Fraser or like a Prizo but they weren't there. And even then, you could say that Baldissimo was still gonna anchor
Yeah.
like the midfield. But
He's
now
just.
that they're not there, he's definitely gonna have to. He's gonna have a lot on him,
Hmm.
especially considering our other midfield options. I
Yeah.
mean, he's basically what you describe a deep line playmaker. He's good
Yeah.
with both feet, good distribution, and his tackles. I don't know. He's undisciplined and disciplinary. Not in terms of like he likes to 2 foot people, but in terms of like you didn't need a slide tackle there.
Yeah.
Why are you slide tackling? Not in terms of like Scott Brown, I'm the 2 foot you.
Yeah.
Not that term.
Exactly.
I
He
mean,
just
he
makes
doesn't
it.
mind a long. He scored a banger. I think it was against Toronto FC. He scored a long shot.
Oh, actually.
He's really good. He's really good with his feet. And
Yeah.
honestly, I really wanted to be in that last camp in Canada camp. I heard it might have been injury or something, wasn't allowed, but I'm happy to
Yeah.
see him in here.
But I feel
Really
like
good with his feet.
with the team that Canada has for the national
Yeah,
team, like I thought he was gonna go play for the national team.
yeah,
When I saw his,
that's true.
I wouldn't have been surprised if he got called up. But
Most experienced player in the
yeah,
midfield for sure.
yeah, it makes sense because
Yeah,
Canada's midfield is also very good. We have a lot of
in terms of
playmakers on the
Concacaf, in
team.
terms of
Yeah,
Concacaf,
on the count. Yeah, so it makes sense that he's here. But he's definitely like the best midfielder in this team.
definitely the best midfield. And then who do you want to go with next? We'll
I
go Aiden
guess.
Daniels.
Yeah.
Now, Aiden Daniels, some people weren't happy because USL. Oh, why are we calling guy from USL?
Hmm.
We're better than that now. He's still a good prospect. He's still
Yeah.
young. If anything, Cal Montgomery was in the USL last year. TFC2 is basically in the USL, so
Yeah.
it's not horrible. He was formerly of TFC. People really liked what they saw before.
Hmm.
Didn't really do well enough to get into the first team. So I guess he's taking a K route. Well, K was kind of forced out of the club. I guess he was kind of forced. He wasn't really forced, but he had some issues mentally. Was mentally prepared. Thought he was so good that he was just gonna they were gonna sign him anyways. I didn't really have the
Wait,
mentality.
what
And he went
scenario
to
with
USL.
K?
Pardon?
With K, he was in the USL.
No, he was in the USL before into LAFC. He was on
Oh.
Toronto FC, and he had the mentality. Oh, he was such a good prospect that he was just going to get to the first team eventually. He'd
Hmm.
have the mentality, and so he ended up going USL. It taught him a lot. He still has a little bit of hatred for Toronto FC, but
Oh.
he said it also helped him learn. But
So
he
is
hasn't. He said he hasn't forgotten what that they let him go.
so it doesn't look
He
like he's
went.
gonna
He
come
went.
back.
And look where he is now. He's linked to some moves in Europe. He was an MLS All Star. So you can't count out Aiden Daniels. And
Yeah.
he I don't know proper way to say this. I guess creative. Yeah, he's like a creative midfielder.
Hmm. Like more of
Yeah,
like an
that's what I
attacking.
I, I
He's
don't know
more
what
of
else
like
to
an
say about him.
attacking midfielder when it comes to like where he is
Mhm.
creative on the
He could
field.
play central, but if he's playing central, it's definitely gonna be like being a creator. It's not gonna be
Yeah.
winning the ball back and giving it to the creator. He's
Yeah.
the one that wants to be the spark in the
Like
team.
he's the one who like pushes forward with
Yeah,
the ball and like tries to create there, while Baldissimo kind of creates from like a little deeper. You know what I
yeah.
mean? So yeah, he's also good.
Hmm.
The next player is Lucas
Um.
Diaz.
Hmm.
If you want to talk about him.
So yeah, this one was interesting. We saw from the Morrow Biello interview that they've been following for 6 months,
Hmm.
and he has been offered to go to the Portugal camps
He
for
has.
I think it was U21s or something. And he said he's I think they said he's still favoring Portugal, but he's coming
Yeah.
to camp and apparently he was friends with Theo Corbianu,
Hmm.
Wolves player, and Theo Corbiano kind of convinced him to come to camp to see,
Oh,
hey, we got
thankfully.
something special that could create World Cup here in 2026.
Hmm.
Come here, and I guess he's coming to see. I hope it goes
Yeah.
well.
I feel
Um,
like he took the route where you kind of want to be you kind of want to be a better player on a team that
mhm,
isn't so good, but everyone
mhm.
likes you and like you're a key part of the team rather
I
than
think
being like
yeah. Mhm.
called up to the Portuguese national team every so often.
Like you
Because
could
the Portuguese
still be
national team's
part.
good.
Yeah.
The Portuguese
It's
national
not only
team's
that,
way
but
better.
you could still be. He was born in Toronto. You could still be proud Portuguese Canadian.
Yeah.
It's not you just
So
because
am
you
I.
represent Canada doesn't mean you can't. Yeah, it doesn't mean you can't like Portugal. You
Yeah.
know, I remember. I think I saw not interview, a documentary on him. It's on
Mhm.
YouTube. If I find, I'll put the link in the description.
Mhm.
He at the interview he says I think it was when he was 12, but he was saying show that Toronto Canadian soccer players are good too. So maybe you know, because Canada, although we want talent, we want players that are going to play for the shirt.
Exactly.
It's not like Jamaica, like the goalkeeper Andre Blake, who's Philadelphia Union's goalkeeper. He was saying, although I like all these players coming, they weren't here in the qualification. They weren't here in the Gold Cup. They're not here when we're doing the hard work. They're just going to come when we do the World Cup
Yeah,
qualifying.
exactly.
And they're probably not going to prioritize them. The English dual nationals Jamaica. You want someone that's gonna want to come into the and want to play for the shirt.
Yeah,
So
exactly. But yeah,
and then now
Lucas
it
Diaz
gets
is
a little
really good.
scarce.
I've seen him on my radar for a really, really long time, and that's mainly because someone I knew from school, who I respect a lot, he knows a lot about soccer,
Yeah.
Philip Silva. Shout out to Philip Silva. But he keeps on posting stuff on Instagram on a story about Lucas Diaz, and I started looking up about what's going on with him.
He's
He
a
does
10
look
for
like a
those
really
people
good
know.
player.
He's more of a 10. He can play the 8.
Yeah.
He's played a winger sometimes, but he's mostly plays as a 10.
He's 6'5" too.
It's going to be. I think they said that he's playing. They're going to play a little bit of a different system than he does in Sporting Academy. So I don't know what system they play there, but if he's a 10 there, does that mean I don't know if that means he's dropping back or if he's maybe playing under the striker,
Maybe
or
a
if
false
they're
9.
just maybe he's playing
Ooh.
like a false 9. I don't know. They said he's going to play a little different. So I don't. He has obviously out of this group, since Shaquille Marshall Reddy's not here, he's probably the highest ceiling player.
Yeah.
Looking at everyone here, highest ceiling player, also the youngest.
Mm-hmm.
So although we're all hyped and everyone's saying start, we also don't know how he's gonna do. But I'm hoping he does well.
Yeah.
Hopefully it goes well, and he likes the program, wants to play for Canada, and it goes well.
Hopefully he jumps on the podcast sometime.
Hey.
Maybe, I don't know. Maybe if I pull some strings.
Pull some strings. Now this is where it gets scarce.
Yeah. Now we start looking at players that
So this guy was
really
probably
know.
the biggest surprise in the whole squad. Probably Patrick Metcalf, because honestly, even though I probably expected Aiden Daniels more, even though people were like Aiden Daniels USL, I still expected him more than Patrick Metcalf. Hasn't really been able to break into the the Vancouver Whitecaps. Although he's good defensive, he's pretty poor at distributing the ball. Like when he wins the ball, there's not a smooth transition there.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I think he's played 4 games total on MLS.
Mm-hmm.
Although people like the next person we're going to talk about haven't played in a while, I like Patrick Metcalf. I don't know. Maybe he showed something in training recently, or it's him being familiar with the coaches from playing before in other tournaments.
Yeah.
And and obviously the incident with the players leaving, so you had to call someone in. And he has some MLS games of his belt, but I don't want, I'm not going to hate on him because I don't know. We're going to see what he shows. Maybe he shows and proves us wrong that he's more than just, guy that just wins the ball back.
But he might be a good part of the team if he's just a player who wins the ball back. Because then you might see like a Gattuso. But even at winning the ball back,
he's not. It's not like he's elite at it. That's just he could do that, but he's not elite at it. I don't know.
Well, then again, like you got Gattuso. Like, he was really good, but like people really didn't think he was like the greatest defensive midfielder of all time.
Yeah.
And then you got like the Pirlo, which would be like Baldissimo right next to him, and maybe like if they play Lucas Diaz up top. Yeah. You never know. They have a lot of options. This team, if you look at it as a whole, they do have a lot of options, and a lot of the players are like what I call Swiss Army knife players, where they can play like a few different positions in a lot of roles.
Yeah, although the quality is not there, we do have, in terms of like, I could play CDM, I could play center mid, I could play cam, and you can play all of those. We have midfielders that can do all of that, which is nice. Next player, another versatile player. This one's weird because people were mad at this one because he hasn't played it, I think, 2 years, because last year from the first year, I think, I don't know if it was first year pro, but in 2019 he was playing for pretty sure it was Pacific FC in the
Mm-hmm.
CPL. Then Inter Miami came and they bought him, or I don't know if it was a free transfer, but they bought him,
They
and
probably bought him.
he didn't play one single game. He didn't play one
Mhm.
single game, and so technically he hasn't really played since 2019.
Yeah, like a
Just signed
proper
for Calvary.
competitive
He
game.
went back. He just went back to the CPL.
So he's the
So
second CPL player in this team.
yeah, one of the two. Happy that they got at least two of those in
Yeah.
there. Yeah, nothing crazy. Solid player, I guess. We don't know what he's like now. Maybe he's improved, although he hasn't playing in that more.
Mhm.
I don't want to say more professional because CPL's a professional league, but
Yeah.
you're definitely there's some higher caliber players in that team that I guess are gonna push you a little bit more. I don't know.
Mhm.
Maybe he's gonna be. We're gonna see.
Are Calvary FC like a good team in the CPL?
Yes, they made
They're like
they're
the
one of the
second
best
best
teams.
team, no?
They're yeah, probably I don't know because Forge is definitely first. Pacific's been on the rise. Halifax been on the rise. York, some big signings. Valor
Mhm.
hasn't been doing great.
Yeah.
Edmonton's okay. I don't know. We'll see. They're the only team to beat the MLS squad so far, and I
Yeah.
really like their stadium. If you've seen their stadium, it's like I think there's a part that's made out of wood. It's like
What?
and they have a section where it's like the baseball part that's just grass. You could sit on it. They have like
Yeah.
a section like that,
Oh,
which
actually?
is pretty cool. And they're one of the teams that fills up the stadium the best. They have a good atmosphere.
Mhm.
So
Yeah, slap a
uh,
picture
uh,
on the screen so they can see it.
yeah.
But yeah, who's
And
next?
then
Ryan
Ryder Pozo.
Raposo.
Now here, he's mostly a winger, but here, well, at least I think he is. Um, they have him here as an not attacking mid, but a midfielder.
Yep.
But he's obviously they're probably gonna play him as that attacking mid. I mean, if Lucas Diaz is starting, I guess I don't know if you have Ryan Raposo or Aiden Daniels. Probably in Raposo's the backup. Maybe Aiden
Maybe.
Daniels. I don't know. It depends. You might be having Raposo because he can play on the wings and
Mhm.
higher type midfielder in terms of cam. I mean, he's creative. He's like he doesn't like using his left foot. If you watch some of his highlights, he's very one-footed, but doesn't take away from his talent. There's good players that don't use their left that
Yeah.
not their left foot, but one
Their
foot.
weaker
Bernardo
foot.
Silva.
A lot of the left-footed players,
Yeah,
he's right-footed.
he's right. He's
But
right-footed, but
a lot
yeah,
of
he
the
doesn't like.
left-footed players are one-footed. If you look at it, like even
Yeah.
just looking at Manchester City, I could name like
Mhm.
3 players who are weak on their right foot. We got Mahrez,
Yeah.
Bernardo Silva, and David Silva when he was here. All of them
And
were
then what?
horrible at using their
Well,
left
Laporte
foot,
can Laporte
their
play with
right
his
foot.
right?
I mean, like Laporte right now after last game,
We
that
know
the
we know
last two
Zinchenko
games.
can. I don't need to ask that. We know
No,
Zinchenko the
Zinchenko
goat.
is two-footed.
Oh yeah.
But yeah,
Mhm.
a lot of
Yeah.
players aren't good at using
Mhm.
their weaker foot, especially when you get
Mhm.
to this level, because I feel like you start working on it when you get older, because you're like,
Mhm.
okay, what's something I could start working on right now
Yeah.
that can improve?
Mhm.
And if there's any youngsters, watching this podcast, work on your left foot. It is important. Like your weak foot.
If you're right foot, obviously. If you're
Yes,
left footed,
you
work on your
work
weak
on your
foot.
weak foot. It is more important than you think. If you could consistently get long range passes with your weak foot, you are significantly um more
Just get
important
touches on the ball.
on the team. Yeah.
It's always
Even
get
if you're
touches on the
kicking the
ball.
ball against a brick wall at your school with your
Yeah.
weak foot or something, just get those touches in.
Mhm. Yeah. We're professionals, but we're just saying,
Yeah, we're not.
help the youth, help the youth.
Yeah. So now we're
Um,
gonna jump
yeah.
into attackers real quick.
You want to go into attackers? Okay, we go into attackers.
Yeah.
There was 5, I think we said, right?
I think so.
It's another part where we're pretty good at. I'm
Yeah,
pretty good.
5.
I don't know if good's the right word, but we're pretty deep.
Yeah.
Some names obviously in here. Well, maybe not some. Most of these players that got called up, we're gonna get called. I don't know. Tabla maybe. Actually, you know what? We'll talk about more when we go down the list. But
Yeah.
TFC players, forward wise, I guess lots of people wanted Jaquil Marshall already there. Oh, he's linked to Man City, all this stuff. We want to see what he could do. Can he do it? Jay Nelson, they wanted to see what he could. If Jay Nelson came, honestly, I think they would have put him in the role where see where Ryan Raposo is, where he's an attacking mid. He could play attacking mid, but he could also
Yeah.
play on the wing. And they would have played him as a person who could play the 10 too. That's what I
Mhm.
think they would have done. But otherwise, most of these names you would have seen on the list, whether TFC had the issue or not.
Yeah.
And I mean, I don't know, because Kirbyano too. I don't know. Some of these got names I don't know. But Let's start off with we'll start with actually not forwards. I was gonna say strikers, but technically forwards, right wings, the same thing. Not the same
Yeah.
thing,
Well, not
but
the same thing,
yeah,
but a lot of
forward.
these players can play different positions.
Yeah,
Um,
that's one thing you notice. But
yeah.
they could most of them could play all three up top. Some of them obviously like the first person we're gonna name more of a striker, but
Hmm.
mostly a nine. On the right wing though,
Yeah.
he's good. I mean, he
Theo
was. Oh, I
Bear.
didn't even say his name. I just
Yeah.
took him. I
You're
didn't
just
even say his
you're
name
just
though.
talking about him without saying his name. Theo Bear.
Theo Bear. I remember one game he scored a banger. I can't remember the
In
game.
the
He
MLS.
scored a bang in MLS. I'll put it up on screen.
Actually, you can't
He
do that
scored.
because of copyright stuff.
I will not do that.
Yeah.
So he scored a bang. No, if I put it reverse, you know, some people reverse it.
Oh
It
my
doesn't
God.
count, right?
Well, you could do like a stick figure drawing.
We'll do it. We might do. We'll see what happens.
We'll
We'll
see. We're,
see.
we're probably not gonna
We'll
put
see.
anything.
Okay. It was a banger.
Um.
You know what? That's kind of boom when I said it was. He's what? Okay. He's a good player.
Yeah.
He could win aerial duels.
When you look at the
He likes
rest of
to
this
dribble.
team, he's a solid player.
Solid player.
Yeah.
He does what you want him to do as a striker.
Hmm.
He could run a little bit. Although he looks like actually, I was gonna say he doesn't look like he could run because he's bigger, the bigger side. But he could still run.
Well, he's like
He's
six
still
foot
good
two,
at.
right?
Yeah. He's got. Is he 6'6"?
6'2".
6'2". Yeah. Okay. So yeah, he's fine. They're good on the counterattack. That's how Vancouver pretty much plays. So
Yeah.
if we play that counterattack system, we good. He's good at aerial duels. You can't go wrong with a striker that wins aerial duels, especially for tournaments when you need a late goal.
Yeah.
Someone that could get in the air and win that can be important. And yeah, I guess you could put him on the right wing a little bit, but probably won't use him there. And he has first team experience and has full men's national team experience. So
Yeah.
was expected. Actually, no, maybe Theo Corbianu would have been out there and he might have not slipped in, but I preferably would have had him in.
Yeah.
And then who else we got? We got Charles Andreas Brim. Him I could pronounce. I could see Andreas Brim.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know if is Andreas part of his last name or is it part of his first
It's
name?
part of his first name.
Okay, so we'll just say Brim. We could say Brim.
Yeah. Brim.
Plays Belgian first division. It's called A, but we're pretty sure that's what it says on the website. But we're pretty sure
Yeah.
that's the
That's
first.
what
We
Wikipedia
searched
says.
it up. We searched it up, and it's in the first division. Although I think they're in a relegation spot. He's still got some playing time there, which it's not easy to do that. We saw
Mhm.
Tristan Borges, MVP of
CPL.
CPL, go to OH Leuven. Although I know people, it was kind of hard because they got a new coach, and that's why he didn't really play. But you saw him; he was playing second team minutes on a team. I'm pretty sure. I don't know if they're still in the. Are they still in the Belgian division? The team he played on.
They might have got relegated.
I'm pretty sure. Okay, they might have got. I'm not sure. I think it's OH or I don't know if it stands for something else, but Leuven.
Actually, how old is Tristan?
He was eligible for this actually,
Ooh.
but they didn't put him on the provisional list, so they wouldn't have been
Right.
able to.
You think he's more of like a national team player?
No, last year he was looking really good. Honestly, last year he probably would have been a lock for his team. But then
Yeah.
what happened? He obviously moved back to Forge FC this year. You're gonna see what happens. Hopefully, he could regain some form.
Yep.
Get some confidence back because it's definitely at an all-time low for him.
Oh, for sure.
So that alone proves to you that Andres Brim is not. Although you're saying only 7 and they're in relegation, Belgian league is a good league. We saw him in that Iceland game. He was very. I was gonna say a word, but I don't know if it were penetratable. Is that a good word?
He's like
I feel like not a good word. He was breaking the lines.
Yeah.
He has some pace about him.
Yeah.
He has pace, obviously. He did fluff up a shot. I don't know if that was against Barbados or Iceland. He did fluff a shot. It was basically wide open, but he got to that spot. It was kind of
basically
like a
wide
Samson
open.
shot. It was a Samson shot where like he got by the person, but he was like in so much a weird angle that he just shoots in and it hits like the side netting. It was one of those.
If you guys don't know, Samson's a really good player that plays soccer. Who's played soccer with us for what, like 5 or 6 years at this point?
Yeah. Shout out Nigerian Prince. He's a Nigerian
exactly.
Prince. He can also play on the wing, like we said, like the other strikers, but he's obviously more of a number 9 compared to the next few names I'm gonna name. Tejan Buchanan, Canadian.
Nah, he's good.
Canadian, good. Whatever way you want to say it. 20 Youth Player of the Year. Breakout season in the MLS. I guess he was a right back, but I think I'm not sure if they played a 5. I can't remember if they played a 5 or a 4, and I know New England he mostly played right back, but he did have lots of games on winger near that
Yeah.
in as a winger near the end of the year.
Well, you see that a lot with
For
like
us, that's
fast
where
wingers.
value is, at least for us. I don't know if they're pulling out the bag and they're pulling a 5 out the back and we don't know, maybe they'll put a
Maybe.
5, but obviously, most likely he's gonna probably be a right wing, right mid, or
Mhm.
left. Doesn't I don't think it would matter, but he mostly plays on the right. I'm pace and having, like I said before, playing right back and you're able to drop him off injuries, or if you think you're really good against a certain team, or you could have offensive players like that, then maybe they'll do that. It's always nice to have versatile, especially when you're
Yeah.
having 20-man roster. That's tough.
But
And
yeah, with
then
them playing right back, like you see that a lot with fast players, where they kind of
yeah,
just slap you in defense, just because you're
yeah,
fast enough to be able to like make up for a
go
lack
up
of
and down.
positioning.
Yeah,
Yeah, and also when you attack, right? Because you see that with
yeah,
Alfonso Davies.
yeah.
Defensively, realistically, right? His
Before we
defensive
say he's
positioning,
not Davies level pace wise, but
no, no, for
he's
sure. And
yeah.
I love Alfonso Davies. But
Uh-huh.
the one thing that I tend to see a lot is his defensive
Out of
positioning
position.
isn't that good. His
Mm-hmm.
awareness
Mm-hmm.
is good, but his
Mm-hmm.
pace is what makes up for his lack of
Yeah.
defensive ability. It's
Mm-hmm.
that he's able to run into positions that other people can't.
And Buchanan will be good. He'll probably be the next biggest experience besides Cornelius. Probably
Yeah,
actually, I'm
probably.
trying to think. Look at the defenders. Well, yeah, maybe ZBG, but he's
Yeah.
probably the most experienced. Likes to take on defenders. He wins fouls. Set pieces really important in the game of soccer,
Hmm.
especially if you're playing a team that you're bunkering up against.
Yeah.
Those are very important. Looking for a breakout here, not season. I guess last year was a breakout season, but for him to really like take
To
control of a
prove.
game, really
Yeah.
be a
To
star
prove himself.
man.
Yeah.
See if that's gonna happen. Hopefully, get a move to Europe. And yeah, I think he's gonna be very important
Hmm.
to our team.
Yeah.
Now I'm looking here. Who you got next?
Balu
Balu
Tabla.
Tabla. Okay, now
Tabla.
if you're a Canadian soccer fan, you'll know Balu Tabla,
Hmm.
Flair, dribbler, formerly FC Barcelona B team, but he was a Montreal Impact, and then he moved to Barcelona B, where it didn't work out. He did have some training camps with like the first team and stuff, but it didn't really work out. Came back to Montreal, and what we're hearing speculation, at least people saying attitude's not there, lack of effort in training. I mean, people know that if you're talented, you don't put in work, and some people I guess get away with it, but it's not good for your team. Why
No.
would you want a player that's not going to put
Like
effort in? You don't have the
this.
right mindset.
Yeah.
It's just not going to go well for you.
It's kind of like that
I
Eden
mean,
Hazard thing, right? Like Eden Hazard, I don't think he really
yeah,
like works too hard in training.
mhm,
I feel
yeah,
like it's the same kind of situation here. He does have
yeah.
talent though. He
Hmm.
just needs to like actually like realize it.
The TFC, lots of people still had him. Like some people had him as like he has to be here, and some people had the Toronto FC players over some
Yeah.
of the Canadian wingers over ahead of him. I don't know. Um, this is a great chance for him to really go back to being okay. This is a good, promising player, and maybe make another surge to Europe and try again. I don't know. I'm hoping like maybe this is the thing that's gonna change his mindset. He's gonna get back and then really he could be a real difference maker if he comes with the right attitude.
Yes, exactly.
Definitely. And then last but not least, coach's man, just a guy you want as a teammate.
Yeah.
Chris Twerdick. I mean, what a lad.
I mean,
I think he was
we go from someone who doesn't like working hard to someone who works
someone
probably
who
the
does work
hardest.
hard. Yeah. I mean, now that he's playing top minutes too, like before last year, I don't think he would have been a lock. He was playing a Bohemians Irish First Division. I think
Hmm.
they were fighting for a Europa League spot, but it was like in like the seventh round till you get to it.
Yeah.
You know those ones.
Yeah.
It was one of those. And honestly, this is a way better level, if we're being honest, Polish
Hmm.
division compared to Irish. And I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure they're in fight for Europa League spot too. And he's been playing.
Yeah.
It's not like he was there for like some of the other Canadians who were forced into the second team playing U23s. He's getting some playing times. He's playing, and that just shows you the difference of someone that maybe not as talented, but works his ass off, and he's getting places that the other player couldn't. Well, I guess Barcelona B is still kind of better than playing
Yeah,
Jagiellonia. I was saying like it's Italian. It's Polish, but still
Jagiellonia.
he's getting first team minutes with that. And another guy that I don't know would have been in, probably wouldn't have been in if it wasn't for
Um,
some of
I think he
the people
would.
that weren't allowed
I
to
think he would just because when you have a
of
player
his
that works
versatility.
hard at practice and in training camps and
Yeah.
stuff, that kind of
Hmm.
like helps set the mood. Like James and I have played on the
That's
same team for
mm-hmm.
6 years and even like house league together and stuff. Like
Yeah, we remember.
like I'm kind of the player who like I tend to like dictate. I don't want to say this like I'm like like oh, but like I most of the time it's either me and Samson we like dictate how the practice tempo is going, right? So if I work hard, then Samson works hard at the same time, and then everyone else like, oh, we're working hard, we need a push and get better, and that
Mhm.
tended to happen. But if Samson like if we're like working with some like a coach that we didn't like, we just sit back and relax, and everyone would take it as like
Mhm.
take practice as a joke, right? Like we wouldn't work
Kids
hard.
don't do that. Kids don't do that.
Don't do that. That is so bad, but it happens sometimes.
Mhm.
Um,
I mean, and he's
yeah.
versatile, so like that. I mean, although he's not maybe as talented, and he has experience in a professional first division,
Hmm.
and works hard, versatile. You can't go wrong with a player
Yeah,
like that,
exactly.
honestly.
He's class. He's class.
So
Like
honestly, I'm looking at our group after seeing the squad. At first, when everyone came and saw the squad, they were obviously mad. But what are you gonna do? Some people are saying, "Oh, like we talked about before, let's call up a Toronto FC player and dismiss. They missed the first two games." Like you said before, that
it's a
that's just not
risk.
it's not practical. It's not
Yeah.
practical.
It's a
Especially
huge
they still haven't
risk.
made a decision on the what the game was supposed to be for Forge, so they might not even be allowed before, but that would have
Yeah.
killed them. Some people speculate that Toronto FC, because in the Canadian Championship we need, I think it's four Canadians starting.
Um.
Is it three or four? I don't know if it's might be three
Yeah,
or
three or
four.
four. It might be even be
Three or
five.
four. And they need those players. Who knows? Some people say they that they're allowed to let him go, but they're using the three cases as a
Mm-hmm.
way. So now they have an excuse on not letting the players go. I
Yeah.
don't really believe that, but we'll let them talk about it. Let them
Mm-hmm.
let the forums go
But
off.
at
I
the
was in the
same
Canadian
time,
soccer forum. People were going crazy,
yeah.
saying they're like getting mad at Canada soccer. Like, and I was reading, and there's some people that are like, let's be honest here. If anyone you get mad at anyone, you don't get mad at Canada soccer. What are they supposed to do
Mm-hmm.
if the first team can't get all the players, so you need to call up some of your better players on this team to get up. And also TFC has that. What are they going? They're gonna grab
Yeah.
guys they're not gonna train for 2 weeks, not gonna be in the training camp. I missed the first game. I probably missed the second because they won't be playing for 3 weeks. Like it's just not practical. Like why are you getting mad at Canada soccer? It makes no sense to me
Exactly.
because it's not their faults. But that's another talk.
Mm-hmm.
Looking at the group, uh, El Salvador, I'll be honest, probably the easiest team in the group.
Yeah.
I don't want to say like we're gonna sweep everyone, because you don't say that as a Canadian soccer fan. You know that.
Yeah.
Even if it's looking good, we can't say that we're just gonna win stuff.
Mm-hmm.
El Salvador, though, I think is probably the easiest game. It's the first game. Do you think starting with the worst team is, it might be Haiti? I don't know, it might be Haiti, but do you think it's better starting off with the worst team in a
Um.
group stage format?
Probably because then you get that game to like. Actually, I don't. I'd prefer like if I were the coach, I'd prefer to play against like a team that's probably going to come in the middle
Hmm.
because then you set the tone for the rest of the tournament. But
Not too easy, but
also,
also
yeah, it's not
yeah.
too easy. It's not too hard. But also,
Hmm.
you get to make subs actually matter. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Like you could put
Yeah.
if you're losing, you could put the players that you can like trust to win the game.
Mhm.
But also
Yeah.
if you're winning by a lot, then you could bring in the players who
Mhm.
are a little weaker and then you can like actually see them in game because a
Mhm.
lot of these players haven't played games in a long time.
Yeah, because if you look at it, we're probably mid-tier team in this group. Because I don't think because Honduras is really good. We're gonna get talking to them in a second, but
Mhm.
I know Salvador recently got. Yeah, I think it's Eric Carvillo. I don't know his name from San Jose Earthquakes. He
Yep.
switched from American to El Salvador. I'm pretty sure he made his one-time switch. I'm not sure because if he hasn't represented USA in other competitions, I don't think he had to make his switch yet. So he just starts on El Salvador. He's probably one of their better players. I remember seeing another name. I forgot his name, but there's another player on that team that's pretty good. Otherwise, it's mostly locals. And if we're being honest, if with our roster, we should be
Yeah.
fine against them. Um, then look at Honduras in the Pan Am games. It was same U23. The whole team is still eligible for the term we have now. I think it was 2019 or like the beginning of 2020, like early the Pan Am
Hmm.
games.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure they made the final and they lost to Argentina like
Oh
four
wow.
one. But I think they beat. I can't remember who they beat on their way. Let me. I'm actually gonna check this real quick. Pan. mm, Gonna see here. Should show who they played. Do. First game they beat Jamaica 3-1. They tied with Peru,
Mhm.
but then they lost to Uruguay. Then they
Okay.
tied with Mexico and ended up winning in penalty shootouts, and then losing to Argentina. So they're definitely a good squad.
Yeah, for
Some
sure,
people
for
were
sure.
saying why this is probably one of the reasons they have first seed is making the Olympics. Some people were like, how is Mexico and USA not the first two seeds? Because Honduras made the last Olympics. So why you can't just start giving USA
Yeah,
although
exactly.
USA is looking good, you got to give them their respect. They're a
Hmm.
good team. They showed that all those players are eligible for the same team now.
Did they save Giovanni Reina for the national team, or did they call him for
Oh
this?
yeah, for sure. Yeah,
Oh,
none of them. None.
that would have been insane if they called him for
No, but
this.
that's another thing because we're talking about we'd have such a better team with Alfonso Davies, David. USA practically their whole starting lineup for the men's team is U23s. If you
Yeah,
look
pretty
at it,
much.
Serginho Dest, the right back, Chris Richards, center back, left back Antoine Robertson, Tyler Adams, McKenny, Gio Reyna, Sargent, Timothy Weah.
Yeah,
All
like
those players are eligible.
all of them.
There's probably more. There's Hoppy. There's other players, and they're
Yeah.
all eligible. So them in the Olympics, if they go all out, that's gonna be
Yeah.
insane. Especially if they bring their overagers. Some of their like you bring like a Brooks or I don't know if they'll bring. I don't know if that's a stupid one. They'll probably
Probably
bring on someone
goalie.
weird like Guzman or something to
Yeah,
be the
just
goalie. But yeah, I don't know.
but yeah.
Honduras, you can't sleep on them. I want to
Um
know about Haiti.
oh,
Haiti, if you you want to talk about it,
I mean, I don't know too much about it, but I guess I could like start it off. But yeah,
okay.
Haiti they tried reaching out to the Mexican FA or a team in Mexico to play a
Oh no,
friendly.
it was a not it was some
But it
Mexican
and
something.
yeah, it was something Mexican. That's all they
Yeah.
knew, right? They thought it
Yeah.
was official. They go over to the game to go play, and it ends up being like almost like a Sunday league team.
I'll
I
put the
guess you could
picture up
call
here
it.
of what they
Yeah,
look
the
like.
picture's gonna be here. Yeah, actually, you could probably put both photos because
Yeah.
there's one where it's like like two
Hmm.
players that look a little suspect,
Uh,
and then like the lineup of the entire team. But let's just say
yeah.
they were not
Yeah.
fit enough
We don't know.
to play.
Maybe the captain. You saw the captain there. He might have a nice touch.
You never know.
Determination.
Yeah,
He might have something in him. We don't underestimate. Although they did lose 50
but
nothing,
you know what?
and
They
like I
kept it
saw
close.
on
They
the
kept it
like I saw
close.
on. What'd you say? Sorry,
They
continue what you're
kept it
saying.
close. It was less than 16.
It was
So
less than 16. It was less than 16. I mean, honestly, I feel like Haiti should have won by more, but
yeah, but like
maybe they let after the second half, they're like, you know what? They have to go home to their kids after this.
yeah,
Let's
exactly.
calm it down. But how are you supposed to prepare? Prepare for the Levy team when you're versing like
Yeah,
we probably verse better guys in our hangar 4v4 league than players on
for
this
sure,
team.
for sure, for sure, for sure.
100%.
Yeah, but
And they're also one of the
a lot of the
yeah
players we did play in the Hangers League, they were,
yeah
they wouldn't be able to play a full pitch.
they would have been
Like,
better than
imagine,
this team.
imagine Samson like attacking, like the what was the Mexican team? Like were they wearing the Mexican jerseys, or they were some other? There was a team full of people speaking Spanish. I forget exactly.
Oh, and then like the
What
guy
team?
that had did like the Ronaldinho hair.
Yes. Yes. Yeah.
It
Yeah.
wasn't Estudiante or it was. I know it was a Latino team. Yeah, I remember it was a
Yeah.
Latino team. Yeah.
But they had a Mexican team name or something, I think.
I think I can't remember. I can't remember. I honestly can't remember the team.
Estudiante
But
is
yeah,
like Colombian, I think.
Colombian. Yeah, they're
Yeah.
Colombian.
But yeah, that was probably that was an interesting game.
It's
The
interesting.
Haiti
I wish I
FA
could
did
have seen the
screw up.
highlight. I wish I could have seen the highlights, honestly. But
Do they have the
um,
highlights?
no, I wish. I
Haiti
wish they
versus
did.
Mexican team. That would be funny if they do. No, they just have like Haiti versus Mexico in like 2015.
Yeah. So
Maybe if I put like 2021.
since that happened, as expected, they got some hate from the Hayden fans saying like, "What kind of federation are we? We're playing we they, like I
Yeah,
don't even know how this ended up happening. Did they think they're talking to the real Mexican FA? Did someone email them trying to troll to get them? Were they
maybe.
or did they talk to Mexican FA and FA is like, is Mexico trolling? Are they just like, oh, let's troll? Or is Mexican like, oh, we'll get some semi players, and he asks like some like cousin he knows. Oh, I know a team that's
Oh
semi
my,
pro
yeah,
and
maybe.
just
Never know.
some guys named Jose, like working. I don't want to say working the. Oh,
Okay,
okay.
we're
Well, that
oh,
sounds bad. That sounds bad.
yo,
Okay, we got
yo.
Jose chugging beers, Coronas,
Yeah, okay,
like, and
yeah,
then going to play that match. But
yeah.
and
They
also
might.
one of the youngest teams in the tournament. I know they have. I don't know if let me check the official roster here. Um,
I think they do have a young team.
they're one of the. I know they had lots of like their players from the U17 World Cup that made it. Um, trying to check here, Haiti, because honestly, although as Canada knows, playing the your best prospects might not be the play when it comes to U23, and it's mostly on focusing
Yeah,
on getting players that are professional. Looking here, yeah. So I'm looking at it. Okay, so not as young as I thought, but there's definitely okay. No, it's not as young as I thought.
uh,
Before in their original, they do have a 17-year-old, but their original roster, they're 50 man at least in the camp. They had
mhm,
lots of guys from like Ligon because Ligon feast on like Caribbean and like
mm,
African countries that are
yeah.
French speaking. Um, so lots of they had
You
like
didn't have to
PSGs
say
and some guys,
feast. You
huh?
didn't have to say feast. Like you're like
That's the word that came to my mind, so
probably
that's what I
like
went with.
like scouting or like like any other word.
Scouting. Okay, yeah, that's probably a better word. So
Yeah.
they ended up going with a more experienced squad here. Yeah, most of those players that were younger there that are in the academies of top French teams are available for next. So maybe next camp you will be looking at a really good Haiti team, and maybe they are good now. Because honestly,
Maybe.
just like we don't really have the resources to know who's good in Haiti, what
Hmm.
level they're really at, and how good they're. Almost like El Salvador, I'm assuming that we should be better based off our local league and their local league and where our players are playing. But honestly, we don't know who's the best prospects there. We know
Yeah.
Honduras is going to provide a challenge, but it's mostly unknown for what Haiti and El
Hmm.
Salvador would go.
Which could be a
In
pro
terms of
for
the
them
next,
because we don't really know exactly what system they're going to be playing in. We
yeah,
don't know too much about them. And they could just
and
scout
then
us.
yeah, and when it comes to the next group, USA like us didn't call many of their good players. A few guys actually lots of the fans were mad because they didn't call guys like Cole Bassett. Like they basically they called up some sketchy defenders, at least in their terms. They call them college defenders because they came out of college. They really I don't know. Some USA fans basically hate players that ever come out of college or MLS and they just want a European team. But yeah, they were pretty mad, but they're still going to compete. They're still although they complain about their center back's still playing MLS minutes.
Yeah.
Although okay, he came from college, you could still be a good player. I don't know why some of them hate players that came out of college, but Mexico is going to be Mexico. They're going to do well, no matter what. I don't want to say no matter what, but most likely. Then Costa Rica, they jarred with Honduras, and we know Honduras was very team, well made. I guess well made team.
Well set up.
So
Yeah.
so in the friendly, I think they tied 0-0-1-1. I saw on Twitter like 2 weeks ago or 1 week ago in the pre
Hmm.
camps. So Costa Rica's looking good, but they're versus Mexico and USA. I don't know. USA, Mexico, Costa Rica first game. That could be. That's probably the biggest game. The first. It's the first day. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
If Costa Rica manages to get a result or wins, like USA is gonna be in big trouble. And then they have Ugalde too. I'm pretty sure who's in Belgium. He has like 11 goals in 18 games in like the second division, but they're like one of the top teams. He's pretty good. And then Dominican Republic, which is it's tough
Yeah.
for them. I mean, they did beat Jamaica to get here. I'm pretty sure because it's two Caribbean teams, 3 North American, 2 Central American, and 2 Caribbean. They did beat Jamaica to get here, but I saw they have some USL level players. I know.
Yeah.
They have some lower Spain, so I don't really know what they are either. But if I'm being honest, they're not gonna do that much.
Hopefully,
pressure.
this team will be able to bring them across the line. Do you want to do the predicted lineups that we kind of?
Okay, let's go.
set
Yeah,
up?
okay.
Just real
Let's go.
quick.
Okay, let's.
Yeah.
Do I
have
need to
yours
do?
up?
How do you want to do? How do you want? Do you want me to go first? Do you want to go one by one? How do you want to do this?
I
Position
guess
by
we could go
position?
position by position. Yeah.
Okay. By taking a peek, looking at this, it seems we all have different goalies. I don't
Yeah,
know
we
why.
did.
I don't know why Jason went with Noguera, but it doesn't really matter.
It's fine. You know, like all 3 of the goalies are good, so it's kind of a toss.
Obviously, would prefer Pat. Okay, Pat Smith or Breza, but
yeah.
I mean Noguera. It's not. He's not gonna be. It's not gonna be the reason why. Big reason why your team wins or lose if you have Pantimis or Noguera.
Mm-hmm.
So,
even Breza. I put Breza in my team just because I feel like
I put Pantimis. I mean, Breza is just. I don't like that he's not really good at feet, but it does. He's playing at the highest level.
yeah.
I guess he is playing at the highest level, but he's not really playing. But he comes off the bench and he's playing in an atmosphere, in a culture that's Serie A, which is one of the best leagues in the world.
Yeah.
So I can see why you have him in there. Pat Timis has been in the first team squad before for Canada, so that's why I put him in. I don't hate the Noguera pick for Jason. There's nothing crazy about that.
You want to start with the right backs now?
I'll go right backs. Yeah, I went CBG.
So did I. I just feel like his experience is a little too good. Jason, what did you get?
For what?
Your right back.
Your right back.
The right back is Godinho.
Why'd you put Godinho?
Yes, sir.
No, I didn't say yet. You said why'd you go with Godinho?
I think it's a cool name.
Okay, the great logic on why we should play Godinho.
That is great logic. He literally has God and Ronaldinho just combined in his name. Bro, this guy,
I guess that is true.
This guy's gonna come in with the Brazilian flair while just levitating. He's just gonna levitate.
Portuguese Canadian though. Portuguese Canadian, big up.
Big up.
Do have quite a few Portuguese Canadians in this roster, to be fair.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of the players now are kind of just like.
I don't know, Godinho. I don't hate that pick, honestly. ZBG obviously must.
Actually, what I just said sounds mad. I'm just like, I feel like a lot of the players on this team are immigrants. Like, you know what I mean? They're like first generation Portuguese or Canadian.
That's almost everyone.
Yeah, like, yeah. We don't have any. Do we have any Native Americans on this or Native Canadians?
Native Canadians, yeah.
On the team?
Yeah. What's his face? Norman. I'm pretty sure Norman. I'm pretty sure Montgomery. I want to be honest. I don't know. I know
we're getting if they are, we're getting some representation on this team. Diverse.
What do you mean diverse? Isn't
like we get like. I shouldn't have said diverse. That's okay. Well, what
are you trying to say? Where are you? Okay, we're just gonna.
Bro, we're like 2 hours in. We're like it's a shambles.
So, who'd you go with your 2 center backs? I think we went the same.
I went with Jaguar and Cornelius. I feel like Cornelius has to be there for you too.
I went TMG and Cornelius as well. Cornelius, I think, is a lock. You have to put him in there. Most experienced, probably be the captain leader.
Yeah.
Most experienced, yeah. I think he has to be there. TMG is both interesting from us, but also with the center backs. I mean, it's kind of, I wouldn't say hit or miss, but we don't really know.
Mm-hmm.
TMG, although he did well in CPL, Montgomery he might have done well. Actually, I can't remember. No, I don't think Kyle Montgomery did he play? No, he hasn't touched a CPL. He's playing USL.
Yeah.
So maybe Montgomery would have done the same if he was playing in CPL. We don't know
Maybe.
who was better. And then honestly, we only brought 3 center backs, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
So
then
really,
we got
it
left
was
back.
it was just a toss up. TMG or Montgomery. I went TMG. I know Matthew. I think Jason went Montgomery. I don't hate that pick.
Yeah.
He got some promise. Lots of the West Coast guys like him. They say he's good. Yeah, we'll see. I mean, either way, I don't think TMG or Montgomery, them two,
Yeah. It won't make that
they're
much
not
of a
the
difference.
difference in terms of ability. I don't think.
Yeah. They're both decent. And then I feel like left back we all got Basong because we only have
we all
one
got
actual
Basong. I think
left back.
Basong's also a lock. Basong's definitely a lock.
Yeah.
Unless you want to play Gonzino left, but I doubt you'll do that.
Maybe if you want some
and-
weird inverted thing, maybe. I don't know.
If he wants to play some weird inverted and like Basong plays like if he wants to do one of those, then I mean, or if you want to like if somehow Basong gets injured or something happens, it's good to have that in the back pocket.
And then, do you guys? What formation do you guys? What are you
Yeah,
guys
because I think I'm seeing lots of information. Okay, so I went 4-2-3-1. What did
Jason,
you do?
what formation
Matthew?
did you go with?
4-4-2.
4-4-2, right?
4-4-2. That's a solid formation though.
Mm-hmm. And then you went 4. What did you go, Matthew?
I went a 4-3-3.
You went 4-3-3.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So I guess you'll do your one holding mid. I'll do my 2, and then Jason will do his two.
Or we could just go like. We could just.
So I just do the okay. So you do your 3 midfield. I do my 2, and then
yeah.
He does a 4.
No, you do your 3. You could include the attacking midfielder to the midfield.
Or includes okay.
Jason will add his 4 midfielders, and then I'll add my 3 midfielders.
Okay, so what are you playing? Like, are you playing 2 holding, 1 holding?
I kind of went. I just kind of like went attacking. Looking at it now, I think I might put like more of a defensive player in front of Baldissimo strictly, so then we have some defensive coverage. But I put Baldissimo as like a deep line playmaker type situation.
Yeah.
With Daniels and Diaz, I really went attacking with the 2 center mids.
Yeah, I mean, if they do it, they do it. I mean, I wouldn't be against it. Just
Like you could also play Diaz at number 10 and then drop Daniels a little lower.
Yeah.
But
more box to box. Yeah.
Yeah, like kind of similar to what you.
The options are kind of scarce. Actually, yeah, that's kind of rude. But like to be honest, if we had more options, you probably would have had could play Fraser and Baldissimo together.
I just like sticking with the 4-2. I just like sticking to a 4-3-3.
Yeah. I don't hate it.
Yeah.
It's good. Yes, I also want Baldissimo, and then beside him, this is where lots of people are like, I don't know. I can see why you went with 1 because I don't know. I guess Norman Jr. comes in. He's really a mystery. I don't know what kind of player he is right now because he's not playing for. At least not. Oh, he's playing, but he hasn't played in a professional game, competitive game in 2 years.
Yeah.
I don't know where he's at, but in Dinos, I don't think is really a holding mid. I guess they could try, but then you're having 2 creative. I guess you kind of work, but you don't really have defense. And then Metcalf, although he is can play more defensive. Honestly, I don't really like his. He's not. I don't really like him as a player.
Yeah.
He might prove me wrong. I don't really like the way he progresses the ball. Transition wise is not very well. He can win a ball back, but maybe that's part of the system, like Matthew was saying, Gattuso. Wins the ball back, give Baldissimo, let him distribute.
That's what I was thinking with Daniels and Metcalf. I was thinking it was between them. I just put Daniels just to be more attacking.
And then obviously I have Diaz. Probably everyone's here has him. I don't know where you guys play him, but I think I don't want to say lock because he's super young, but I'm pretty sure he's a lock, especially with other options out.
Yeah,
and
he's very talented right now too.
He might play Raposo or in Daniels. I don't know.
Maybe
he has trust in Nate Daniels from prior camp experiences. He might play him, but I think Diaz has to come here with just the ability to play that last ball. That's something that's very important. He's obviously creative, and we need that type of punching power. We need someone that's really gonna go for those balls, go for that turn, I guess. I don't know why I say turn, but someone to make plays. Baldissimo, kind of, he's good with his feet and can play side to side, but you really need someone
to make that like final pass.
That's why I like the 4-2-3-1 in terms of like he has like the house. Is it what would you even call that? Because it's a hexagon. A hexagon?
Oh, like a pentagon around him, pretty much.
Yeah, pentagon around him. You know, he could bring everyone into the game. You know.
Jason, who did you have for your 4 midfielders?
For your 4 midfielders?
Sorry, I was busting out a yawn.
Pardon?
Oh.
Nice. Okay.
I guess my internet bad luck from last week converted over to Jason.
That's gonna be fun to edit.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah. So by looking.
Midfielders, you saying?
Yeah, your 4 players in the mid.
I got Tuardic,
okay.
Baldissimo, Buchanan.
Buchanan.
Okay. As you can see, Jason's very aware of soccer soccer players.
Yeah, I'm good with pronouncing.
And he went from left to right.
Where are you playing Buchanan? Are you playing left, right, or where are you playing him? Or are you playing him center mid? I don't know.
Who was playing who?
Where are you playing Buchanan?
I don't know.
You're playing him on the right? I see it. Okay. We'll help him out here with his soccer intelligence. So he has Buchanan on the right, and then he has Turdic on the left. I don't hate that, to be honest.
No,
can't go wrong. Can't go wrong.
Mine's very similar to that too. I just feel like Buchanan has to play on the right.
Buchanan has. I mean, yeah, he has to play on the right. He could play on the left, but he has to play on the right. Yeah, I think he's a lock in the squad too. Buchanan. With us, Baldissimo's probably a lock too.
Yeah.
He has Metcalf, so he's the one that first one to bring Metcalf. I mean, also I don't like it, but I can't hate it. Maybe it'll work. And then he has Tordic, which we already talked about. He's always gonna work for the team. You can't. It's not a bad thing to have him in the team.
Yeah. Exactly.
Although he might not be offensively. Actually, he's pretty offensively driven, but not as technical. He's not gonna make your team worse. It's not. Exactly. It's not gonna be a big gap.
So, do you want to talk about the forwards now?
Okay, I'll talk about the forwards. So you have 3. I also have 3.
Yeah.
I see Jason. I know Jason has 2.
Yeah, I do.
Okay, so Matthew, you want to go first?
I think Jason should start off this one.
Jason? Okay. Jason, who do you have as your front 2?
I've got more of a stagger position here. I got a player as more forward and then DS a little back, supporting.
Oh, so you have like a second striker, like a false 9 kind of thing?
Yeah.
And who are you playing there?
Blair and Diaz.
You're playing. See, I don't hate that. Yeah. Me and Matthew, when we know Jason didn't put as much research into this squad, and he just kind of went with the flow. I don't know if he searched up a YouTube video to make the squad or something. But we kind of saw a squad to we don't really hate that false 9 Diaz play by him. I kind of like it. The Diaz under. Maybe it's Prem or Bear. It doesn't really matter. I don't hate that, especially if you're gonna play like a Mexico or USA. I would bunker you down a little bit, and then you play Diaz a little more higher. I don't hate it.
For it really works. Like having Diaz as a false 9, he's that creative player, but he also can finish. That's the thing. He has that.
It's also not bad for 4-4-2, especially because Buchanan and Turdic are defensively capable.
Yeah.
Wingers.
I actually love having Twardek and Buchanan as midfielders in a 4-4-2.
Instead of looking at it, more of a wide midfielder than a winger.
Yeah, I just feel like it works. Just like looking at the team, and especially if like you said, you're playing against like USA or Mexico, when you're defending, it's compact, right? And it's going to be harder to find those gaps in the team if you have Bartek and Buchanan who have played in defensive roles before.
Yeah. See, for me, I know you guys both. Wait, did you say your front 3 yet?
I didn't. You could go for you.
No, you didn't. Didn't you? Wasn't it Jason first?
Jason was first.
Okay, you could go. It's fine. You want me to go?
Yeah, you go first. You go.
Okay, so I know he went with Bear. It's really a toss-up. Both of them have their positives. Bear's more, I wouldn't say target man because he could still run, but he's more of an aerial threat target man. Brim's definitely more of a poacher, in between the lines kind of guy. I have Brim and I don't think both are very good. I wouldn't hate either one starting. I also have Buchanan on the right. Like I said before, I think he's a lock. And then on the left, I have Tabla. This one's interesting. I don't know how they feel about Tabla, and he got called up. So
Mm-hmm.
it's definitely he's not at a point where they just I don't want to say hate him, but he's still in the picture.
Yeah.
He's had his problems mentally, or not mentally, I guess, towards his mentality, but he's still in the picture. And like I said, I'm hoping this is a chance for him to not break out because he already broke out, I guess, before, but to come back and really show his worth and really show to not necessarily teams out of Canada, but at least even Montreal, that he's back to where he was and he can get some more minutes.
Yeah, exactly.
And if he's really where he can be, he could be a really special player. And he's almost a lock if he could really be where his potential is.
Okay, we're reaching on like 2 hours, so we gotta rush this a little bit.
Okay, go with your lineup.
Okay, so I went with Buchanan, Twardek as the wingers, and Bear up top. I just feel like Bear's probably the better striker in my opinion.
Yeah.
And Twardek on the left.
For counterattacking, you'd probably want Bear.
Yeah, exactly. I just felt like that team setup was all right.
Yeah. Okay, cool. That's cool.
Okay,
so
do
Premier League predictions now?
Yeah, let's try to quickly do the Premier League predictions.
Okay.
So basically, we're gonna be doing it for the rest of the Premier League season, where we try to like tally up points.
We haven't figured out what the punishment is for the loser yet. We don't know.
We're probably not gonna do one for this season just because.
We're doing it. Me and Jason.
It's 10 games.
We agreed on it.
We did. Okay, we'll think of something. We'll think of something.
We're not doing anything crazy, but it's still gonna be a punishment.
Yeah. We'll think of some crazy stuff for next season.
Who's winning? What's the standings like right now?
Okay. So James is in last with 8 points, but it's all very, very close. And then Jason and I are tied on 10. It is very close. So basically we're giving 1 point for a correct result. So like if you guess like a win, like a Sheffield United win, and 3 points for the correct score. That's like a 3-1 win for Sheffield. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's how we're doing it. I was thinking about doing it 2 and 5 points, but I feel like 1 and 3 is a little better, at least to start off, and then next year.
Okay, Matt.
Yeah.
Matt, do we get full points for a draw?
Yeah, if you guess
the score draw,
you guess like a 0-0 draw, and the game result is a 0-0 draw, then you get 3 points. Yeah, that's my internet. Why does my internet not like Premier League predictions?
Bro, now we're gonna have to do 50 cuts to get a little goal.
No, it's fine. It's fine. Let's just hurry.
That's what you said last time, huh? It's fine that you got cut off like 7 times.
Bro, they just don't like the Premier League predictions.
Okay.
Our what do you call it? Full points.
So I think we should do draw 2 points because a draw, you're not predicting this. It's
no, but it's still no, but you're still predicting the result of the game. You know what I mean?
Who won, right?
I get okay. You know what? We'll keep it 3 points.
Wait, what do you mean keep it 3 points? Like if you guess a 0-0 draw and the game ends up 0-0 draw, you get 3 points.
That's what I'm saying.
But if you guess a draw and it's like a 1-1 draw and you guessed a 0-0 draw.
Oh, that's true. Okay, I'm stupid.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm tripping.
Okay. So let's talk about the first game on Friday. Newcastle play Aston Villa.
Who do you want to go first?
I guess
I'll go first if you want.
Okay, you could go first.
Big up True Jordy, but Aston Villa 2-0.
Okay, that's a good prediction. Aston Villa are a really good team, and Newcastle are kind of fighting relegation right now, especially with
Newcastle are in the bin. They're in the bin right now.
Yeah. Jason, do you want me to go first?
Jason?
I can go next. I think Villa is going to win by 1-0.
Yeah,
that's a good prediction. I'm going 1-1, just because I feel like Aston Villa have kind of dropped off a little bit, and Newcastle kind of need to pick up their stuff in order to stay safe in the Prem.
Makes sense.
So I'm going with a 1-1 draw. Next game we have is Leeds versus Chelsea.
Chelsea, okay.
That's going to be a good game.
Oh, I don't know.
Draw.
Seems weird. Actually,
what do you think? Like, what score do you think, Jason? Like 1-1, 0-0?
I'm going with
like 0-0.
A 0-0 draw, just a boring draw.
I mean, like, really in a Leeds game? I'm going. You know what? Fuck it. I'm going 3-3.
I was gonna go. I
know last week going with the bold predictions didn't go well for me, but I'm doing it again.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with
it's gonna be a high scoring game.
Yeah, I think 3-2 to Chelsea.
I think there's no way it ends as 0-0. We're gonna say that, and we're gonna go.
Might.
It's gonna 0-0.
The thing is, it might.
And Jason's gonna get the 3 points. I already know.
I'm the best at this.
He is tied for first, so.
There's a reason I'm first place, James.
So now we got Crystal Palace versus West Brom. I guess I'll go next. I'll go first here. Yeah. I'm thinking Crystal Palace are gonna take this.
Crystal Palace.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be a low-scoring game. I think it's just gonna be 1-0.
Mm-hmm.
What do you guys think?
Now, last week, Crystal Palace didn't do too well to me. It was kind of a stupid prediction. Yeah. It was something in my heart telling me they were going to be Tottenham. I don't know what I was thinking. It didn't happen. Life's tough. Deal with it. I want to go with them again, just because West Brom. They
haven't been playing well.
They're West Brom, so I'm going Crystal Palace 1-0 as well.
1-0. Good prediction.
I totally know how to spell Crystal.
Crystal Palace 2-1.
Yeah, I'll go Crystal Palace.
Yeah, we all think Crystal Palace are going to win this game. Next we got Everton versus Burnley.
Oh, Jason's
kind
team.
of a good game.
Jason gonna not back go against his boys again?
No, it's a draw for sure.
Mm-hmm.
You think it's a draw?
I mean, that is the Burnley way.
What score?
Like 0-0 draw.
0-0 draw.
That is the Burnley way. So
that is, yep. Keeping it clean defensively. I guess I'll go next. I'm thinking Everton's gonna pull this through though. I think they're gonna win 2-1. I think Burnley's gonna score a late
Burnley's
goal.
Gonna score, eh?
Yeah, they're gonna score like a late goal, or it's either gonna be very late or very early. I can't decide which one they're gonna score, but I think they're gonna score one.
See, I don't want words to come out like a clip of me saying I like Everton. Well, that just happened. Someone can edit that.
But... TikTok.
Flip it.
Flip it and ship it, boys.
But I think Everton is gonna win. Sadly,
that was 2 hours and 5 minutes into the thing.
1-0. 1-0 Everton.
1-0 Everton.
Yeah.
I feel like Everton are a good team.
We got an interesting game here.
Yeah. Fulham versus Manchester City.
I might go to Jason here. I'm gonna be honest. Jason told me pre-game what he was going with, so okay. I think I know where I'm going with here too.
So Jason, what do you think?
City is winning 2-1.
Okay.
That's not what he told me, but okay, well.
What did I tell you? What did I tell you then? Come on, tell me then.
You told me you're going 2-1 Fulham.
No.
Matthew, did he not tell me that? I swear you were Matthew.
I don't think I heard it. I think I might have been getting water.
Yo, I see you wrote that next to my prediction there in the doc.
I don't know what you're saying. This is that's blasphemy. That's blasphemy. That is blasphemy. I don't know what you're. Whoa.
Okay, relax.
So yeah, going. Usually my predictions against going Man City because Matthew likes it doesn't go well, but I'm gonna do it. Fulham fucked us, so hopefully they fuck Man City 2-1.
2-1. I'm thinking like we scored a bunch of goals against Southampton. I'm gonna be completely honest. The result of this game depends on whether Laporte starts on the bench or if he starts at center back. Because if he starts at center back, then Fulham are gonna score. Because the way he played against Southampton, I just didn't like him watching him play against Southampton. I think John Stones and Ruben Diaz is the best partnership in the Premier League right now. I'm gonna go 3-0 Manchester City, but it only works if John Stones and Ruben Diaz.
I said Bernie Diaz. What?
No, Brahim Diaz. Imagine. No, but City are gonna win. Hopefully.
Okay.
The next game we got here is Southampton versus Brighton.
Okay.
I bet Southampton's gonna win this 2-1. They're struggling with some injuries, but they've been playing well.
Kinda, yeah. We'll take that. That's a take. That's a take.
Take. We'll let's see.
I also think Southampton's gonna win this game.
Injuries. Maybe he's right. He's the soccer master as seen by the lineup.
Yeah. Matthew's only telling me pure luck.
I mean, Theo Walcott's out in Obafemi. I mean, it's not a horrible take.
I mean,
In
those are
terms
pretty.
of the injuries part,
Yeah.
Southampton, that's not a bad
I think
guess.
Southampton are going to win this game strictly because Brighton are not converting
Mm.
their chances. They're
Yeah.
creating a bunch of chances. They're getting good quality shots, but they just can't finish. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with I was thinking 2-1 as well, but I don't want to copy Jason. I'm gonna go 3-2. Southampton.
Yeah, you don't want to copy Soccer Master because you know I'm right.
Yeah, I was.
We
gonna
all
guess
know
2-1,
that that's how you tie with me. It's because you just copied all my stuff last time.
Hey, you don't have to. Hey,
Yeah,
you
first
don't have
play is
to
like.
put me on blast like that.
The last 2 times I went with Brighton, they failed me, even against West Brom. So I'm not going with Brighton this time. Southampton, you got me.
They did hit the. Didn't they hit the post?
You guys
on
went. I was
twice?
gonna. Honestly, I was gonna go 2-1, and then I saw Jason. Then you went 3-2. I was gonna go 3-2. So I'm not gonna go 4-3. Or do I go
3-1.
4-3?
You can
Nah.
go 3-1.
Did I say 4-1? No, 3-1. We'll go 3-1. Fuck it.
4-1. Imagine.
Go.
Imagine going 4-1. Watch the result be 4-1 now.
I mean, if anything, 4 goals are gonna get. If it's that many goals, Southampton's gonna be the one conceding, as prior history shows. With 2-9 losses?
No, yeah, but that's after a red card. Now we got Leicester versus Sheffield United. Once again, pretty decent game.
Jason, what are you going
Sheffield
for?
United are bottom of the table.
It's gonna be a game to watch. I think Sheffield United is gonna lose by 2 though, to 2-0.
Yeah.
Yeah. Solid guess.
Yeah, that's a good guess. Sheffield
Yeah.
Sheffield United can't really get anything going attacking. Like, they can't really attack too well.
Ooh. See,
James, I'm gonna let you guess first. I don't wanna.
Something's telling me Sheffield's gonna win, but last time, oh my gut, it didn't go well. So I'm gonna go Leicester. Leicester 1-0.
That's a good guess. Leicester did just get knocked out of the Europa League, so they kind of need to focus on the Premier League and getting into the Champions League, which I think they're third, I think, in the Premier League.
For what?
Leicester or third, I think.
Fourth, or they are third, maybe. Let me check.
They're up there. They're up there in the Champions League spots. The only way they're going to get the Champions League spots is if they pick up points against teams like Sheffield United. So I'm going to go with Leicester, but I'm going to go 3-0 Leicester. Next, North London derby. Arsenal versus Tottenham. I'll predict last, so then my brother doesn't get angry at me.
Big ups, Samson.
Oh, exactly.
Big up Coach Steve, Tottenham fan.
Jason, do you want to go
Tottenham
first?
have been on some really good form.
You got it.
You see, I'd like to say that I hate United, but it is what it is. I think they're gonna win.
We're talking about Arsenal versus Tottenham.
I skipped. I went down to the next
one.
Oh,
it's gonna be.
I see. Tottenham 1-1.
Both of them have been pretty good form. I mean, Arsenal did tie to Burnley, but that is Burnley. They're gonna sit back and they did beat Leicester though, and I know they won the Europa League game by a few goals. But Tottenham also, they've been killing it lately. So basically, I think it's really depends on who you trust more. Do you think Arteta's gonna get it or Mourinho's gonna get it? Arteta.
Yeah, Mourinho is the better coach, to be fair.
I trust Mourinho 2-1.
2-1 Tottenham. Ooh. You see, that the thing with me is Mourinho is a very good coach. He's a very, very good coach. But Arsenal have, in my opinion, I can't even say they have the better players. I just don't want to upset my brother.
I think you have to go against your brother. You went against your brother last week, did you not?
This game is either going to be very, very entertaining or very, very boring. And I can't decide which one. I'm thinking like a 4-3 or a 0-0. Like, it's one of those.
You do you. You decide.
I'm going to go 4-3 Arsenal.
4-3 Arsenal, bold boys. Bold.
Okay, next we got Manchester United versus West Ham
The
United.
Hammers.
And then the Docs, for some reason, Jason put
Mark
United 2-1.
Goldbridge.
Like, we know which United he's talking about.
I mean, United.
Yeah. Sorry about that. But I hate Manchester United, but they're probably gonna win, man. 2-1, I say.
Okay.
I'll say Manchester United, but unlike Jason, I'm just not going to give him the results. Big up Ethan and the Hammers. Spencer FC.
Exactly.
West Ham fans are just nice, you know. So I'm going to give West Ham the result, you know. Why not?
Unless you're a Millwall fan, then it's a little.
Then it's it gets interesting, but I'll go West Ham. You know what? 3-1.
3-1.
That's not happening. There's no way that's happening. And not even close.
You know what? I think it's going to be a very, very close game. But I think West Ham's defense is just slightly better than
United. West Ham too?
I'm going to go with West Ham. Up the Hammers. They're going to win 1-0.
No.
Tough game. 1-0.
We might have fucked our score there. Jason might have took that. Might have. It's fine.
No.
This is a high risk
more
win
than
for us. This is a
I
high
What do you
hate
mean?
Manchester United just as much as the next person.
They got
But you're gonna have to
Lingardinho.
put your loyalties aside if you want to beat me.
No, we're not. We will beat you. United are not going to win this game. West Ham got Souček. They got Lingardinho. They got Mikel Antonio. They got too many good players to be screwing up this game. And then again, you look at like Manchester United, and they have a good team too.
Next
Pick up
one,
West Ham.
probably my two favorite teams. Okay,
Wait,
I
actually,
obviously have one favorite team, but in like Europa League and stuff, I hope Wolves wins because obviously the Portuguese boys. But obviously I have to go Liverpool.
James. Before we get into this game, will Lingard be able to play against Manchester United? Does he have that in his loan contract where he can play against his team?
I don't know. Wait, hold up. Let me.
Because
if Lingard is able to play, then I might put it to 4.
Big difference. That's a big difference.
That's a world class player. See, we're doing some investigation.
And my earbuds are about to fucking run out.
Fornin, Oh yeah, they have the right to stipulate that the player cannot play against them, but they have the right, so that means they could tell him not to. But if they probably are,
yeah, he's on form. I mean, like,
okay, I'll keep it at 3. If Lingard, was playing,
I am so happy he's on West Ham because now I could do the J Lings. I love that celebration, but I hate it because he's on.
Yo, the one where they did the band. You know where they did the band? Declan Rice was like playing the hammers. He was playing the flute, and then Fornals was playing the guitar. Bro, that was fire.
Yeah,
he was like this.
Yeah, but what the fuck was? It looked so
the drums.
Floppy. He looked so floppy, Declan Rice going like that. It looked weird.
Yeah, that's funny though.
It was funny. It was funny. Hey, you know what? It makes a big difference. Hopefully he could play. But yeah, let's go on to Wolves and Liverpool because I know you love Liverpool.
Liverpool is a garbage team.
Fact.
Then why did you go for them in the predictions, you goof, huh?
Listen, man. I told you, you gotta set your loyalties aside to win.
It's not loyalties. You said they're garbage. If they're a garbage team, it's not loyalties. You're not just saying they're a bad team. They're gonna lose.
Listen, man, I still hate them with everything.
Okay. I mean, Burnley has no relevance to Liverpool, so I don't know why you hate Liverpool, but.
What do you mean? And didn't Barnes score against Liverpool?
Okay, but who even is Burnley's rival, Jason? Because I know you're avid soccer, but
not Birmingham.
I don't even know.
Is it Sheffield United? Might be.
Blackburn Rovers. Yeah, so
they have one in the Premier League though.
That might happen actually. Isn't Blackburn in a playoff spot?
No, but they have a rival in the Premier League. They're like somewhat local. It's like a minor derby, but it's still like
Leeds and United. Leeds,
yeah,
Man United is their biggest rival, but to Man United, Leeds is like their 5th. It's like their 5th rival. Yeah.
Okay, so Wolves versus Liverpool. James, I'll let you go last because this is your team, and this is I don't want your prediction to skew mine. All right.
Okay. Yeah.
Liverpool have been off form. They did just beat Leipzig yesterday.
We lost to Fulham last week. What do you mean?
No, yesterday they just beat Leipzig.
I know, but they did lose to Fulham in the league.
But they keep on losing to shit teams.
Yeah.
Wolves, this season, are a shit team. Liverpool lose to
Well,
shit
that's
teams.
shit.
Wolves is a
Newcastle
shit
fans
team
would
right
be
now.
like, this is a great season. It's not a shit season. It just didn't meet their expectations.
1-0 Wolves.
I knew you were gonna. I saw Wolves versus Liverpool. I saw Liverpool this week. I'm like, Matthew's gonna go Wolves. I know he's gonna
And
go
it's
Wolves.
gonna be 1-0. Big up, my guy, 5'3", Daniel Podence. Big up.
Is he even gonna start over Neto?
No.
Oh boy, off the bench goal.
Maybe, you never know.
Just because you did that. Should I go 2 or 3? I'll go 2-1. I'll give you the Pedro Neto goal because I like Pedro Neto.
Yeah, Pedro Neto's underrated.
Firmino scores both of the goals because obviously we went in the last episode, the best trickerista in the world, so we don't have to go over that again.
Okay, so now let's get on to the outro.
My Twitter's blowing up right now. I don't know what the fuck's happening. Jason, can you check this out? My Twitter's blowing up right now. I'm getting bare noise. The fuck?
The Canadian Championship final is being canceled. It's being postponed.
Are you guys talking about the Oliver Platt tweet?
Oh shit! Did they say what's happening?
Oh, okay. So basically, what I'm reading right now is the Canadian Championship final is postponed.
They're giving it to Toronto.
Toronto FC will advance.
Shit.
Okay, so this is a tweet from Oliver Platt. James, you can slap this in the
Big up
video.
Oliver Platt.
Yeah,
soccer.
big up. The Canadian Championship final is being postponed. Toronto FC will advance to the CONCACAF Champions League. So that means they will still play it, but Toronto FC is going to be playing in the Champions League against Lyon.
I bet you they're still going to be mad though. But
with the hope being that the final will be played, hosted by Forge, at Tim Hortons Field when health protocols allow.
Okay, so
they're postponing it.
I mean, I don't know what to think. I mean, I guess Toronto FC was going to win anyways. And don't be like, oh, you're hating the CPL. I'm a Toronto FC fan. That's okay. So don't say, oh, you hate the CPL. I'm not hating the CPL. I like the CPL. It's good for the game. Toronto FC Risco was gonna win, so I guess but they're still gonna get mad at that probably.
Yeah.
I don't know, but at least they still get a chance at Canadian Championship. I think that's fair. You know what?
Yeah, I understand it.
Especially with the circumstances.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just not possible.
And Forge FC, I feel like Forge would be probably better in the CONCACAF League. I guess we're gonna call that.
Basically the Europa League of CONCACAF. Yeah.
I feel like they'll be better there.
Mm-hmm.
That basically we didn't need to talk about.
I kept getting it kept buzzing, and I was seeing it.
Yeah,
I'm like,
my phone was popping off. Group chats.
The group chat's going off.
So yeah, basically this game's just to award a trophy and actually have a winner for 2020. They realistically don't have to play this game.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
They had to with April and just Canada World Cup qualifying and TFC players having to go. Don't even know if they're gonna go. Yeah, I think honestly, that's actually not a bad of a compromise, to be honest.
Yeah.
I hated at the beginning seeing that they're just giving it away, but I'm fine with that.
Yeah, it makes sense.
I don't hate it anymore. Now looking at it for when I first looked at NC just giving it away, but if they still get a chance at a trophy, then you can't hate. And honestly, Forge FC is not going to do big things in CONCACAF Champions League. If fun, to be honest, at least the first one, not the second one.
Yeah. You never know. I just want to see what Bob Young, the owner of Forge FC, has to say about it.
I wonder if he sent an apology. Maybe that comes out later. I don't know. I don't see anything. I just see. I know. I think Forge FC just tweeted too.
I don't think Bob Young has Twitter.
Well, I see what they said. They just tweeted right now.
Forge?
Oh yeah, they just tweeted. Thanks for providing a solution and good luck to FC in our upcoming match we're looking for. Okay, so obviously, they don't they hate that much, but also it could be it's Twitter. We can't say hate the team. Let me see what this.
Scotiabank CONCACAF Champions League.
This is not a positive solution, and it's disappointing to see you market it as such. Good on you guys for taking the high road on this and seeing some positive. Okay, let's be like that guy. This guy's named Fort McMurray. Isn't that an actual thing? Okay, anyways. Okay, well, I got one. As season ticket holder
but
for
at least
Hamilton, I'm very excited for this.
Yeah, at least
And then
Forge
we
FC is
got this
hosting
guy
it.
saying, "Cowards, you just gave him the spot. Blink twice if weapons are aimed at you." Okay, so so it seems very mixed results.
It is.
Very mixed. It's been like 2 minutes, and they've already. It's up and down. How's this solution to forfeit? That's one way to look at it. I don't agree, but sure. Basically, it's a championship into an exhibition game. It's still a game for a trophy, though.
Okay, so the quarterfinals are set for late April and early May. It looks like it's a week after each other.
Quarterfinals,
So
the final, you mean?
No, the quarterfinals for the CONCACAF Champions League.
Oh,
I'm
it's
like
April
I'm
7th or
reading the
9th?
actual document that
Mhm.
TFC put out.
Yeah.
They have it linked to their Twitter.
Let me check what
So
Toronto
if you
FC
guys,
said.
they literally just had an official update, and I'm not about to read all of this. They just
Oh,
basically
it's
said
like you
that
click the it takes you to the website and shit.
yeah,
Let's see what Toronto FC hands.
it's like
See, we're
400
nice. We're
words.
nice. I feel bad for Forge FC fans. See, we're not.
Yeah, like
Consider that highly unlikely that Leon will be allowed into Canada to play Forge. That's true.
they won't.
I thought about that too.
It's going to be
I didn't
neutral
think.
venue.
I did think about that because Toronto FC is gonna be playing in Florida. And yeah, that makes more sense. What is this? This guy the Raven Times. We actually hope you guys win. Toronto doesn't deserve to be in the CONCACAF Champions League. That and also we didn't expect either team to defeat Leon. These are the type of people we don't need in our community.
No. TFC could take on Leon.
Yeah, we went on a run that year that we went to the finals. We beat the first favorite and the second favorite. I think in the quarters and in the semis.
Yeah. Oh,
if anything, the team in the finals was worse than the team in the semis and the quarters.
You know who's trending right now on sports Twitter? Diallo.
Oh.
I think he scored for United today.
What did I say? We're currently recording this after the Europa League results. Oh my god! Now we're gonna hear from Man United fans. Oh, he's the next talent. He's gonna be world class. Oh my gosh!
Oh, here we go. World beater. He celebrated like this or something. I don't know what it means. What?
No idea. Oh my gosh! And Dombele's trending too. What the flip?
I don't know what that means. Well, that was an interesting.
Harry Maguire's trending, bro.
Everyone's trending on United right now. So yeah, that was an interesting way to end the podcast with a little bit of breaking news. I wasn't expecting it, but if you guys like the podcast, make sure to like and subscribe.
Long episode today.
Yeah, this is a long.
But more content for you guys, okay?
Yeah, exactly. We just went a little too in depth with the Olympic team, but hey, now you know like all the players and like when you watch the qualifiers.
Most people that would watch would know, but yeah, it's discussion.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Just make sure to shout to follow InControl on Twitter and TikTok.
Twitter.
We're gonna be having TikToks put out soon, hopefully.
Yeah. Working on it.
Yeah, exactly. Make sure what else?
You want to follow me?
You can follow me if you want. At Matthew Cordoniche on Instagram.
Jason, do you want to shout your socials or are you good?
Nah, I'm good.
Yeah, I'm good too. If you want, you'll probably be able to find me anyways.
Yeah. Just search up James on my Instagram and you'll see it.
But it doesn't matter. We're gonna keep low key, eh?
Yeah.
If we blow up, maybe we'll. And yeah, adios, amigos.
Thanks for watching, guys, and peace.
Hey.